Dead. And welcome to the final Talking Dead live takeover. We have been doing pretty well these past few Sundays skipped Sunday / Monday / the previous one was a Sunday. Thank you for joining us. We're joined here today by me. I never announced myself. I just noticed that. Dave, Cameo. And we got Meg Dendy to my, I guess, I can't tell because now the thing is flipped. It's to my left.
I'm just somewhere.
Yeah, you're just somewhere in the ether here.
Yeah,
and,
floating head.
And Rachel Burt. Hello and welcome. You took a week off from us. What were you doing? What do you think you're doing here?
I was recovering.
What
That's
from,
right, you
pray
really
tell?
bad sunburn, right?
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, terrible sunburn. I did it to myself though, so I can't complain too much.
Well, Squawking Dead advises you to use at least SPF 50 sunscreen.
Always, yes. Always use your sunscreen.
Essential in the zombie apocalypse.
And that's our PSA for the day.
Bye, everybody. That's it. That's all the value we have left for today. No, we've got tons of stuff to talk about this week. Obviously, we've got not much really, I guess. There was an episode of Fear the Walking Dead. Yeah, so what? Who cares? Nobody cares. All right.
It happened.
All right, everybody. So we're going to get started. Just for the newcomers, I just want to say hi to it all. I can't say this because it's all one word. I don't know. Are you guys on Instagram? It all
no.
OCRIVELONE. But hi, how are you too?
Trying to decipher that.
Yeah. No, but you'll figure it out. You'll let me know, okay, in the chat, please. And yeah, I think we're just gonna get started here. As is tradition, I pass off the mic to one of you guys to get the show started anywhere you want to.
I'm going to give Rachel the honors tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
I did it last week.
Exactly. So let's
yeah.
So you pick it out. Pick your nose.
I mean, best place to start's always the beginning, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Came out strong this week, really strong. Lots of action, lots of blood. That's always my favorite.
Bloodier the better.
Well, you're watching the right show.
Absolutely. Right. No, it was good. I liked how it, kept bouncing back and forth and, things were happening at the same time. And it was really cool. I liked the action and, how they edited it, I guess.
I like the action. I just kind of felt like it was a little dragged. Like it was kind of like filling for the bigger parts, but I really did enjoy the action though.
Yeah, there was some filler part. I mean,
they could have skipped some parts of
I
it.
hate calling them filler parts too, because they do one can argue that this first half has been mostly about like developing out the plot, developing out the character development and stuff like that. And
it shouldn't take half a season though.
Yeah,
definitely.
But I think I've gotten more answers on like who shares the big bad top spot, because I think last week we talked about how it was going to be, or it was. Then I think you mentioned it, Meg. I think it was the environment was kind of big, or was it Rachel? Somebody said that the environment was the big bad.
Yeah, Meg brought up the environment, how everything was toxic around you.
Yeah, and so that's kind of like
I don't even remember that, but thank you.
The adversary. Yeah.
I mean, I said it.
We'll just share the title. How about that?
Sorry, guys.
No, it was a good point. Yeah. Not a person, but a thing rather. I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, and like the more I actually watch this episode, and we watched it a couple times, get notes, etc., but like I started to think that yes, the environment definitely is an antagonist, right? But I think it's more than just that. I'm starting to think that it's themselves, and it's never been more prescient when Morgan gets on the walkie and finally realizes, okay, look, we've been living for other people, and we've been trying to help out others. But all the while, we've never stopped to think of like having a life of our own. And so I think sharing the top spot for Big Bad is, themselves, like living in spite themselves. And then also like the environment too as a stressor. I think it's more of a stressor, the environment. Yeah. Like exacerbates the situation. Ooh.
Sorry.
Was that me? I think that was me. Yeah.
No, that was here.
Okay, see, we're all doing that
me.
shit. We're all doing it. See, I'm going to do it again now. Here. There we go.
I didn't hear anything.
We all share the top spot. Anyway. Let me just do one thing before we continue. I want to see if this actually works. I guess not. Okay. And Tom is saying you left Madison off the opening video.
I'm gonna keep my comments to myself.
In case you missed it, people, we had a Tom is like the shit right here. He's Celtics TSO on Instagram. You may have seen his cosplays and his fan photos, etc., from Fear the Walking Dead, at least. And he went on a Madison hate tirade last week that was epic. If you actually go to the blog, I linked to that. To like one of the comments in the Facebook thread that you just keep going down. It's great.
I was watching the video from last week, and when he started going off about Madison, the look on my face, like, it is pure meme worthy. Because I was like, I gasped, I pulled back the whole 9 yards. I was
She was aghast.
I was aghast.
She was like a Victoria era old lady going, it's like
I was just insulted walking on the sidewalk with my little poodle.
I have the vapors.
How dare you?
All right, enough knocking around. So Rachel, I want you to start. Like you said, you want to start from the beginning, but where exactly in the beginning do you want to start from? Like, pick a subject to talk about.
I'm trying to, let me look at my crappy notes.
Okay.
This is why I mirror it.
Right. I actually just watched it before we came on too, so should be right there. But
both of you did, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Sweet. I know I could have watched it on AMC, but I just didn't. I don't know why. I don't know. The first thing I wrote down, I commented on Fort and how elaborate the kid fort was.
Oh, okay.
Oh, dude, why didn't we have forts like that as kids?
Oh my gosh. And I just kept thinking, like, really, did they really build that though?
Well, actually, I don't know. I mean, look, if they refurbished the gates at the camp, right, the steel gates, etc., and stuff like that, like, I guess they could do
parents
anything.
Though, or do you think they helped out so they like learned in the process?
Well, I'll tell you what. It sounds to me like if they were told to hide out in the woods previously, they didn't have this thing beforehand.
Because there's no way they could have built that bridge.
With
those cables?
Are you underestimating those? I'm going to call them right now and say, hey, they don't believe in you. I don't know.
I mean, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, that's pretty elaborate for children, and Annie's the oldest, right? So
yeah. And she's like, what, maybe 14?
At best, yeah.
Yeah. Like, she's like around Charlie's age.
I think Charlie might be a little older.
Only because
I think she's a little taller.
Yeah, but that's got nothing to do with it, though.
That's true.
Well, Alexa Nice is in real
my
life
mind
is like 13, 12, I think, even.
Yeah, so, all right, so
she's
maybe
like a tall 12-year-old.
So maybe like Charlie is like a year younger, but still early teens.
Yeah,
so
early teens.
You think Annie, the one that can drive a car, is like not even like 15?
Have you ever driven a go-kart as a minor?
But well, then what would you put Max at?
Max,
right?
See, I guess I thought Max was older than Annie.
No, Annie's
but
older.
She was just the leader. I don't know. Well, I don't know. That's tough to say.
Right.
And somebody
somebody find out Bailey's age. Bailey, who plays Annie, and what is the other dude's name? I just saw it just a second ago.
The dude that plays her brother. Let's just put that
Max. Right. And then Cooper. Who cares? I mean, like, I love the kid, but he's not a good barometer.
He's growing on me. Like, I still think he's got those weak, elements to him, but he's getting really adorable.
Wait, hold on a second. Cloud Henry's saying that Bailey's 21.
What?
Stop.
I'm pretty good with ages, but I would not have guessed 21. I was like, okay, let's go on the 16
That's a joke,
range.
right? No.
Look, are you saying Cloud Henry's a liar? She's a liar?
No, I'm saying he's joking us, right? I'm saying this is a joke.
You know what?
No,
you're laughing at all the people in the world who are 21. Like, by the way, Jessica T. Cause is like 35. I'm just busting her age right now. But
you guys all thought I was in my early 20s when I met
that's
you.
Right.
Remember that?
It's true. I'm terrible at ages. We've established that a long time ago.
I'm not doubting. I just want to see for myself.
My accuracy with ages has not helped me in the dating scene, growing up. It's like, oh, you look 25, like, and I'm 16.
Okay, so Alexa is 13 in real life.
Yeah. Oh, see, I was right? Yeah.
Going for. I can't find her in the credits.
Was that Charlie? That's Charlie, right?
That was Charlie.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to the last week's episode to find out now. I'm trying to find it through IMDb.
Yeah. Cloud Henry says she saw her on Instagram holding up a 21 balloon for her birthday.
Whoa.
Right.
Not on IMDb.
Yeah, and Tom confirms that too.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it, you're all right.
21 years old.
Yeah.
Well, remember that one actress from Buffy? Oh God, what was her name? I want to say like Bianca or something. Still to this day, she's still playing teenage roles, and she's like 40 something, but she looks like she could fit in like a high school world.
This reminds me of. Do you remember Gabrielle Carceres?
Yes.
From 90210.
She was like 30.
Yeah.
She was
oh
like,
my gosh, yes.
Oh my God, she looked like 40, and she was playing. Oh, I'm just like 18.
Nobody believes that.
The crow's feet are coming in. It was like, oh man, poor thing. Like, I mean, I don't know who. Like it's like one thing if you get a director kind of gets you hired on the show. It's like, oh, it's my big break, etc., etc. But then, like, you know, a couple of years later, it's like, whoa, you're not doing her a good service, sir. Or bad. Yeah, sir. It was Aaron Spelling, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
His eyesight was going, I don't know. Anyway, so. Tom was just saying, I was just thinking of 90210. I think it's to talk about ages, like the best and worst case scenarios. And like, I think the only one that was his real age, I think, was Brian Austin Green. I'm not mistaken. I don't know.
You might be right.
Yeah.
Yeah, or at least the closest to the age he was playing. Yeah.
I feel like we need to mash up a Fear the Walking Dead in 90210.
Stab.
Right. And then it just cuts in the middle of the matchup because it's just so bad with nuclear siren warnings.
You hear da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na, and you see Alicia
stab.
Oh my gosh. So are those alarms going to be going off for the next 12 hours?
I certainly hope so. Yeah. They're so anxiety filling.
It would divert the walkers at least.
Yeah,
that's true. There is an upside.
So there's, you know.
Yeah. Oh man. That would be terrible.
Okay, so there's what was I was reading my notes. I don't know what the hell I'm saying right here. So watching previously intro.
What'd you guys think of Charlie and Strand's barricade?
That was they thought very quickly. I will give them that, but I don't know. I don't know if it would have worked quite like that. Mm-mm. And why wasn't it like lifting up from the? Was it tied tight at the bottom too? It just sort of looked loose and droopy at the bottom. I don't know.
It did look like that, so I wasn't exactly sure how it was being supported down there.
Yeah.
Right, because
I kept thinking, why are they stopped walking? Why are they just standing there pushing and not walking?
Maybe because they were stepping on it and they tried to push it and they wouldn't go.
Maybe, and they were standing on it. Yeah, they weren't. Nobody was falling. I feel like if they were just continually moving, they would have fallen and slipped too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess there weren't that many either, though. Too, you have to admit.
It's true,
but still enough to knock it down.
To like slip and fall.
Yeah.
Even one of them would have slipped. Yeah.
I don't know how it's really held up. I mean, there's like a rope going around the whole thing, and it gets tied up to a hitch. So it has to be posted up.
Raises it. Yeah. I don't know.
Hot air balloons. I mean, they're not made of like a thin veil of nylon. It's like pretty thick nylon with stitching and stuff like that. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't remember a time I've ever touched a hot air balloon, so I don't know. I don't know what the material is.
But I'm willing to try once. You know.
I guess I was picturing like parachute material. Remember in kindergarten the parachute?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Whipping the parachute in kindergarten. Yeah, that's the material I was picturing.
Yeah, I hear you. By the way, Millie the Jug says hi and bye, apparently, because she's behind on Fear, but it was very nice for you to say hi.
Hi and bye.
Okay. Okay. Big question. Do you think Alicia was right to kind of go after the kids? Like,
At this rate,
there's a part of you that kind of like is like, fuck them.
at this rate, I want it to be like, fuck it, save yourself.
It was frustrating, huh?
Yeah. She said she wanted to make sure she tried everything she possibly could, and I think she did. I think doing that was one step beyond everything she could have done. That
It's not like she can drag him out.
Stopping the onslaught meeting.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if she just would have not gone back, that was too much.
Yeah, it kind of brings it back to the point of this season. I think is like going beyond
And themselves.
Yeah, to help other people and not thinking of yourself. Mm-hmm. And Althea, Alicia, I think, is learning it the hard way. Though we can go back to that point and wrestle with that one in a second, but
we'll go a little later. Yeah.
But I think they both... Okay, so let's play with that a little bit, because if you think about that, both the kids... Okay, so when the kids were presented with the threat of nuclear fallout, they're like, get the fuck out of here.
Last time.
But then when the walkers were at their door, literally, and then busting in, literally, they're like, the threat is in their face. It's kind of like,
yeah,
you made up for it. Okay, well, screw you. But isn't Alicia the same way? Isn't everybody that on The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead kind of the same way? If you think about it for a second, like, and I always go back to Carl as like the best example of like how no matter who you are, no matter what you think you are, you're not perfect. Like it can get you, and you just got to watch out. Okay, because if you don't watch out, you know what I mean.
I honestly thought you were going to say Carl was the perfect example of what not to do in the apocalypse. I truly thought you were going to say that.
In a kind of way, like if you go back to the scene with him and Sadiq, it's like you realize that like this is, you can't screw around. No. And the kids were screwing around hardcore, tying their guts up and stuff like that. Come on,
like they were just like dangling themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, and they were creative too. And then you find out they're like ripping off of what's his name's? I was like Cooper, like no, Dylan's nightmares.
Oh, Dylan, yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, that gave me chills. And Alicia's like, you're literally living in a nightmare. Like this was your nightmare, and you made it real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this whole world's a nightmare. Yeah, it is. Yes, and that's why you don't do that stuff. Exactly.
Right. So you try to avoid that. Try.
Right. So going back to the point, it's kind of like, so Alicia is kind of doing the same thing. When is your luck going to run out? When, your luck runs out, and then it's too late.
Yeah.
See what I mean, guys? See, a
Bless you.
sneeze will get you everywhere.
This is why I mute myself.
Thank you. Oh, and hi, Zainab on Instagram. How are you?
Hello.
I'm trying. That's like my mission is to just say hi to as many people as possible. I can't tell you it on Instagram, but I can tell you it like visually with fingers and stuff. That sounds bad. Anywho,
a little bit.
Let's move on. Yeah. And so the whole episode's kind of like that too. So it kind of also brings me to, I know we're jumping around a little bit, but like it does bring me to like John and Dorie. Dwight and Dorie. D&D in full effect.
Oh yeah.
Dorie and Dwight.
Yeah, exactly. So like had they kept going, I mean, you might as well figure that like that this same sort of thing. This whole episode's about when to give up and when not to give up, and they knew when to give. Like John finally knew when to give up. He's like, screw this. Yeah. It's not worth it. Our luck can run out. He's like the pessimist of the John and June kind of duo, I think. Also,
which is weird because usually it's the other way around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I wrote that in my notes a couple of weeks ago too, like how I can't remember exactly how I put it, but like, it was on the first episode, I think. Like, all the characters' roles reversed, basically.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Yeah, I never talked about this.
Opposites.
June was the one running away initially when we first find her. John running towards. Now John's kind of like running away. Althea's running away. Now she's running towards the group, like telling her who she is and stuff like that. Like the two most like adept people. Well, even like Morgan's running away from TWD, but now he's kind of like running towards things. You know, he's running towards opening the door and all that stuff. So it just makes you think too, like how everybody's kind of roles got flipped around.
I feel like Charlie had the biggest flip.
Yeah.
Between 4 and 5.
Running away, running towards danger, Strand.
Strand has been a 5-season build-up.
Yeah, but also, have you realized that he's kind of stayed in the middle, in a way?
Kind of in the neutral territory now.
He's kind of like the middle of the pinwheel in that one.
Yeah.
He kind of bobs back and forth between the center. Somebody's gotta.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have fun with that one, because you'll realize the differences between last season and this season, between the types of characters we have. And June's like kicking ass. June's like, like super confident, giving out advice instead of having to take it so many times. Frustrating.
Then there's Luciana, who's just been in a sling the whole season.
Yeah.
Right?
She has like the easiest role this whole season, like out of the main characters at least. She's just like,
okay, pretend you're doing drugs and action. Boy, this marijuana is great.
Well, if she ever forgets her lines, she could just pull the script out of her sling. So I mean,
exactly. Line. Wait, you have the script.
Wait, I got this.
It's on your cast. Anyway,
it's like when we're in school and used to like cheat, with, like writing it on our hands.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I totally didn't do that, but
it's a crib script.
Good thing my mom doesn't listen to this.
Yeah. Oh boy. Actors. What won't they get away with?
What will they think up next?
Speaking of making up things, the makeup on the show. Okay. Have you noticed so far? I don't think I've ever seen any eyeballs popping out of walkers until this season.
Oh, the dangly eye. That was pretty cool.
Now I could be wrong, but the reason why we have seen so many of these, at least just between the last episode and this one, at the very least. But I assume we've seen others. I actually looked this up, and I can't believe I did this. I went to historyextra.com, and they talk about Hiroshima, right? Hiroshima for others.
Oh my god, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. Right? Okay. And they were saying how the concussive blast from the fallout, from the blast, whatever it was enough at a certain point, it was enough to kind of like push people's eyes out of their sockets in some cases. Now, I don't know if there was an actual blast or something that happened.
Like a wave of energy.
Yeah, like a concussive blast or something like that came out of the plant. But it would explain what's going on with the walkers and why they look so nasty. You know what I mean?
But if it did happen, how long ago could have possibly happened? Because they've been in Texas for a while now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what's the radius, right?
Exactly.
It's only a couple hundred.
How far is the plant from where they were in the diamond? Because usually the radius goes pretty far.
Well, Texas is a huge state.
No, I'm with you on that. But however, like, there has to be a fine line between, like, did it really go off? Because if it did, they had to have been affected at some point. True. Even if they were traveling from the diamond to the plant, like where they are now.
Yeah. But you have to also remember there's some natural barriers too. To at least the concussive blast, to possibly where the radiation can go because of the winds and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. But then you have another thing to contend with, and that's the storm, the big ass storm that happened eventually.
Oh, wait, the one from last season?
Yeah. So what would that have done with everything? Does it tamp it down? Does it spread it around? Does it kind of keep it all up? Does it keep it in the bowl that is this place? I don't know. No, who can tell? But I just found that an interesting factoid. That's all I'm going to say. There's the eyeballs. So many eyeballs.
Yeah, that's cool though. It's like a little bit of authenticity thrown in there. I like that.
It was bothering
Attention
me.
to detail.
Yeah. I'm like, there's just so many.
I like it. It means the makeup artist did their homework. I appreciate that, being a makeup artist.
Well, why do you think also that Dylan helps Alicia out too, by the way?
Like, I think Dylan wants help. I think he's tired of being there.
Do you think it also?
much of a normal life as he can at this rate. So he's willing, any chance to get out. He's like,
seen,
all right.
Yeah, and I think given
he's
the
seen
fact,
good things now.
Yeah, given the fact that like you've seen like his nightmares too, there's something to that also. Like he wants an adult, I guess, right?
Yeah. He wants like a parent figure.
He wants a mommy.
Can you blame him though? Like, think about being that young in that situation.
Yeah.
Well, you feel safer around people who are older too. Your older siblings, one thing, but an adult, like you immediately feel safer as a child with an adult.
I'm an adult and I feel safer with an adult.
Right? Agreed.
Like my friends who have kids ask me a question. I'm like, I don't know, find your parent.
But I'm 35. Yeah, keep doing that. You live with your sister, okay? You need to grow up. Which is why I love those. I think it's a Geico commercial. Like, it's like grow up, get off your parents' insurance or something like that. And it's this dude, the dude on the plane and the dude in the high chair on a date.
Oh yeah, and he's like slapping the crap out of it.
Okay, I'd like the cereal. And could you just pour the milk across and just pour the cereal across so I could just play with it? Do you want some cereal too? I'm liking them more and more. Let's put it that way. But I guess so. Alicia, like, could she be a good mother? Like, can you see her raising a kid now?
She would be Madison.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Because every time you see, this is actually in my notes, every time you see like Alicia's leadership skills, even when she's kind of being a little raw, you see Madison popping out all the time.
And never more than this episode.
Because
by the end of it, you're like,
the parallels.
Oh, we're leading the walkers away from another place. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. I see you. Going at it alone. Okay, I see you. Knowing when to leave. Yeah.
Just don't go into a single, enclosure with no escape.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it works out for Alicia.
Instead of in.
We're going to dive into that topic now?
Not yet. I'm naughty.
Dance around it a bit more.
Yeah, we're definitely going to dance around that.
What'd you think of being, I'm kind of stealing the, leading part from Dave here.
Please do.
What'd you think of like Morgan, like looking at the walker through the window? Like I kind of took it as when he saw like his reflection within the walker's face that he was kind of looking at the demon, like his inner demons.
Yeah, and he's like, not today, Satan.
Yeah, and he's like, I took it as, okay, I need to like do whatever I could talk, do whatever it takes to not let my inner demons win. I know English good.
Yeah. In fact, like, doesn't it also say that maybe that demon's always going to be there?
Yeah, because look at everything he's gone through.
Yeah, and accepting
like,
that.
That shit crazy. And then Eastman, which he mentioned later on in the episode, all life is precious. So that kind of could be why they're doing literally everything they can to help these ungrateful kids.
These poor souls. Yeah, I guess so. I guess it's also like thinking like they're always going to want to try to get rid of that demon, right? But I think Morgan seeing himself through the reflection of the glass and with the walker on the other side, it's kind of like, oh, it's always going to be there. So I have to accept that. Like, no matter how many times I go through this little thing where I try to help other people, it's always going to be there in the shadows. So it's like, okay, we are one now. I'm Super
and
Morgan.
You can't not have demons in this world.
What's that? Yeah.
You can't not have them. Like, you're going to feel guilty about something.
I can. I'm Daryl Dixon.
Oh, God. Oh, no. He
says
Daryl
every Walking Dead fan. Or like
Daryl feels guilt.
Yeah, of course.
Glenn, Rick.
He's like a hot, mysterious guy, though.
Everything.
I don't know. I just
Daryl
make
feels
fun.
guilty for everything. He probably somehow blames himself for the entire apocalyst.
I'm just.
Wouldn't be surprised.
I'm just shitting on fans. That's just ignore me. Like every time I see.
So Rachel, how are you today?
Just ignore me. Have a show on your. Just you guys talk. I'll give you a subject. Fear the Walking Dead. Fear the Walking Dead.
Yourselves.
Sip your tea, and let's get on with it. Or your water.
Okay, enough out of me.
Back to the show.
Oh, okay, bye I was also thinking, like, okay, what does Alicia have to make up for?
I'm
not saying nothing. I'm saying, like, it's a real question because it's kind of like, you're like, is it Mel? Is it killing Mel from the Vultures? Is it getting John shot?
Nick's death and her mother's death.
Well,
it might not really be a death.
But she said she's killed people. I mean, like, I guess, like, I'm trying to tally.
I mean, she has, but it's always been for good reason, just like everybody else. So,
I don't know if I brought it up in that episode though, but I actually happen to think that killing Mel was killing him for no reason, because it was Ennis that died, and Ennis died for his misdeeds.
Yeah, but Mel was the one who pretty much like fucked up Charlie's mind, and Charlie killed her, Nick, and brought the Vultures to, well, I mean, Charlie didn't single-handedly bring the Vultures there, but the Vultures came to the Diamond, which is part of the reason that Madison died. So that
was all Ennis is doing, though.
Right, but Mel was the leader of the Vultures.
Well,
and
he clearly was incapacitated, though, right? I mean, he didn't want that to happen. Mel wanted to wait him out, but Ennis kind of brought the party.
I'm with you on that one. I'm just trying to think of Alicia's mindset, like kill one, kill them all type thing.
Yeah. Also, I mean, okay, if you really want to bring it down to like, it's not only killing Mel. Like, killing Mel on its own, we may disagree on this, is like, that's already pretty bad. But I think also it comes down to like what it took for them to come after Mel and all the Vultures and putting themselves in harm's way for what? I mean, all the people responsible for, I think it was mostly Ennis. It really was like the few drivers driving the trucks, and and that was it. Everything else was done by Ennis pretty much. I don't think it was all the Vultures even either, but they killed them all. They killed them all.
Maybe all right, now you know me. I like to play devil's advocate.
Yeah, same. That's why I'm doing this.
Maybe they thought if they just get rid of the Vultures in general, because if they didn't, maybe like one would rise back up and be Ennis-like.
Yeah.
I don't think people work like that, though. Except for the Saviors. The Saviors work like that.
That is exactly
sort of
what I thought of.
But I think as we saw, like,
maybe Alicia.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just kind of thinking when you brought up that she didn't have, killing Mel was kind of unnecessary. Maybe she has to make up for enjoying killing him. Because didn't she really have? If I'm remembering the right scene, she kind of looked like she enjoyed it a bit.
Killing Mel?
Yeah.
It also kind of looked like she was just putting him out of his misery at that point.
Yeah.
He was like crawling.
Oh. Yeah, but she almost looked like she was glad to be the one to do it too.
To end his suffering.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Tom saying, I love the Vultures. They led to the death of Madison.
I'm with you there.
I feel like I would need to have Tom on the show at some point. Just with Tom and Meg, and I'll be right in the middle, and I'll be like, nah. It'll be the Tom and Meg special.
Like all online, not face to face, because we would literally be face to face.
Trust me, I'm with Tom on this, but I know what it'll do, so I'm just gonna
wait until the next convention when I see you.
Yeah,
we're gonna go to the side and have a word.
I'm with Johnny Five.
I'm
though.
not a Madison fan.
Johnny Five is saying, like, I hate that the Vultures came and went so quick, and I agree.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even mind that they came and went, but it's just the way that they went.
They spent way too much time on the Filthy Woman and not enough time on the Vultures. Because I did enjoy the Vultures.
I think that's a very solid argument, no matter how much time they spent on the Filthy Woman. So
I think one episode was too long.
Martha. Anyway, yeah, 1.5 episodes would have been all right.
Pushing it a little bit with that half hour.
Yeah, I know. But, I got to give the people what they don't want.
Yeah, just a half, for the backstory, real quick. Then
right, exactly. Morgan seeing her in the field with the flowers. Yep. Okay, cool. Next episode, do all the things, and then that's it.
That's it.
Whatever.
Can I just say, with this whole season in general, I'm trying to follow along so hard, and it's getting more and more like, at least, don't give me that look. Stop.
Oh, really?
Like, okay, I'm following along, but it just seems so out there based on all the other seasons.
Oh, yeah.
And
it's so out there.
I actually had to like go back and start rereading like episodes to wonder like what the fuck am I watching?
What kind of Mr. Magoo's ride is this shit?
Yeah.
Mr. Magoo's it's Mr. Magoo because it's like they're just almost like they're just traveling along unaware of all the shit that's going on around them.
Like I feel like they
trap
just
holes.
have a dartboard full of ideas. Like, what's gonna happen in this episode? Throw dart. Hot air balloon. Throw dart. Walkers. Throw a dart.
This is like Mad Libs to an nth degree.
Literally Mad Libs.
I'm loving it though. I cannot tell you how much I love it. The way I put it to somebody. Yeah. It's supposed to break your brain a little. It's supposed to break your freaking head.
I just miss the old seasons.
I mean, I get it, but I think
not because of Madison.
You lie. You are lying right now. You are lying to yourself more than anybody else. Meg, you gotta live for yourself.
Wait, can we just talk about there's a Twitter account where it's like as if Madison Clark had a Twitter.
Oh yeah.
And she
talk about that a little bit, yeah.
If you saw, I have to like get the actual account, but they actually started following me because it's like bashing the show. Like, well, it said something about like no one's really dead. Wait, I have to find it. Keep talking. I'm gonna find it.
No one's really dead. Oh my god. We're all just hiding out. We're all just hiding out together somewhere.
Oh my god! Wait, here it is. Okay, it's the account is Madison Clark 212 on Twitter.
Oh, so they're from Manhattan.
The tweet was hashtag. It was from the Fear of the Walking Dead. It said, oh no, it wasn't from the Fear of the Walking Dead. It was from like a fan account. It said how the last episode was the lowest viewed episode of Fear to date, and the Madison Clark account said, "LOL, that's what happens when you take me off the show." And then the actual Twitter account said, "Fear the Walking Dead is all new tonight, over and out." And it says, still waiting to be brought back in season 6. We all know it'll happen. Fear is nothing without me.
Oh my god!
There's only like 6 tweets, but it's so worth checking out.
So fucked up.
I hope it's actually Kim Dickens.
I was just.
She can't say anything. This is a great way to get her accuracy.
Yes.
You know what's so funny about what you just said is that like every time I see Kim Dickens being asked that question, she goes, "Oh, I don't know." It's like Kim Dickens, because I'm trying to sound like her a little bit. Like, "Oh, it's great playing her, but you know, like she's so nonchalant, right?" But the reason why what you said is so funny is like imagine she's like really fucked up in the head about it,
right?
I would be
like just flips. It's like, well, I don't know.
Totally calm in the public.
I don't know.
She's like, she has her hands in her back pockets. Like, just try to prevent from killing y'all. She's restraining herself.
I show bitch.
Imagine she okay, there's a camera behind her. It's like, I don't know. Like there's a camera in front of her, camera behind her. It's like, I don't know. And then like she turns around and she whips around. She's like, but I'm gonna fuck them all.
It's like just like
the most raunchy, fucked up thing that she could say.
Talk about being two-faced.
Yeah, sorry.
But no, if anybody has Twitter, check out the account. Whether you're a fan of Madison or not, it's humorous.
Sounds hilarious.
So it was Madison Clark 212. Is that what it is?
Madison Clark 212.
Oh, so they're from Manhattan for sure. Okay,
it's gotta be. Yeah,
it's awesome.
So you never know. It could be Kim Dickens.
It's got to be New Yorker. I don't know where to go from here. Well, I can tell you where our clip came from. This week's clip is brought to you by the merch store. Sorry.
I feel so bad for anybody that's tuning in live right now.
I don't. This is comedy gold for me. It's not about you. It's about me. Anywho.
Okay, Madison.
Yeah. Squawkingdead.com. Imagine I actually had some like real promotional materials. I would not be able to keep my fucking. I can't. Hit the main menu and click merch, and then there's merch.
Which I still need to buy.
Get on it.
Yeah, get on it in the mid-season break.
Yeah, I will.
Going on vacation. Then I'm gonna put money away for the show that I don't make. So Don't buy merch. I don't care.
If there's
Anyway,
a sale, I'll do it, but I'm not gonna because the shipping's ridiculous.
shipping is ridiculous.
I'm not a
Shipping's
great
always
PSA for the
ridiculous.
store.
Hit the main menu and click merch. The shipping's ridiculous. Why else would you go?
Best slogan.
There's no reason. I feel like wait, I got it. The next shirt will be click squawkingdead.com. Hit the main menu and merch, and the back says the shipping's ridiculous! Exclamation point.
Yes.
And then underneath, I quit.
Under the,
I
like
quit.
right where the butt is. Why else would you go? Parentheses.
It's a little double entendre right there.
Oh, unprofessional. Anyway, yeah. So we've got. Oh, and Johnny's saying they got to bring back Kalataka Walker. Well, I can only imagine what he's doing right now.
But you only have to bring back who?
Oh, Kalataka Walker.
Oh.
Waka. Anyway, yeah. Okay. Well, how about that? Oh, hello. It's Miss Mazel and Walani. The
Hello.
terrible two O's. Oh man, I'm just doing all the faux pas today. I'm going to the mic and I'm coughing at it. Okay, so so she goes to Annie, or worse, you'll live and wind up killing everyone by staying here. Kind of like someone we know, right, Tom?
Mm-hmm. Who does that sound like?
Who's that sound like, Meg?
Who did that?
To be fair, it's also not only the diamond, it's also Broke Jaw Ranch. I mean, to be fair, like they barely made it out of there a couple of times when stuff started to happen.
Yeah.
Like if it wasn't the people, it was it was the walkers, it was the situation. It was like, what were we doing here with this crazy family?
Oh, stupid Otto family. We won't go there though.
It's too hot in here.
We'll
Anyway.
save that conversation for when we're off the air.
Will we?
If we ever do a flashback episode, I'll go hard on that.
Oh, okay. Oh, I might actually. I mean, I want to do this all chronologically, right to the point where we get to season 8 of The Walking Dead. So, maybe. We got many shows to come, I think. I hope. Fear the Walking Dead.
So I kind of have a theory. I don't know if this would count as for a sneak peek or if it's just a theory I've kind of thought of in the past couple episodes.
Okay, go for it. That's kind of
Okay, so now initially I thought maybe Grace was the bad guy or one of the big bads this season.
Right.
But now I'm starting to maybe not exactly have that thought. So what if Grace, I know we talked about like Alicia kind of pulling, Madison. What if Grace kind of pulls a Madison and like sacrifices herself at the heart of the plant for the greater good and like what's left of humanity?
Oh my god.
You think there's a chance they can still stop the overheating or whatever it is? That's
Maybe
gonna
she
happen?
can contain it
The
somehow,
meltdown.
just as they're taking off and like she's stuck at the heart of it and done.
I don't know. I mean,
I don't know if Morgan would let her.
I don't know either, but
did you catch the sneak peeks?
I did.
It looks like she's still, heading towards the plane with Morgan.
I may have missed that tiny little clip. So I was like, oh, type. Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you guys didn't stand a chance. It's fine.
They went pretty fast.
Yeah, it went hella fast.
Yeah.
I mean, like when
Like,
we get
what?
Yeah.
yeah, here's what mine are, because I'm on the same page as you because I only got to see them tonight. I wrote Logan, Sa, and
Yeah.
I didn't even write the R in Sarah. Sa and Logan.
I wrote in all caps, finally we see Logan.
Oh my god, it's even worse. I missed an E in plane, so plan is gearing to go. Runway with Christmas lights. Runway in all caps for some reason. I don't know why.
Runway or run away?
Runway. No, I did that one right. When you're missing a letter and it works. Okay, there are your sneak peeks. See you later. that's the show.
The biggest part of the episode tonight. Nope.
Yeah. This episode was brought to you by the merch store.
Go get your merch where the shipping is ridiculous.
Exactly. Where are the words? I should put the words on the screen where the shipping's ridiculous. This show's going off the rails. Okay. Would you let Alicia help you if you were Annie?
Yes.
Really? That was quick. Because I was like wondering, like I wanted to kind of poll the audiences, like, does Annie have any reason to kind of trust Alicia at all?
I don't think Annie does. Annie, like, Max made a good point. Annie didn't get to see what Alicia did after the plane crashed. Max and Dylan saw Alicia in full effect.
Yeah.
Annie missed out on that.
I think Annie missed out on everything.
Well, but she did see, what they've done since then. Trying to repair the plane. They've got the food and TV. They were watching cartoons. Like, I mean, that's all reasons, I think, to trust someone. Or at least think about trusting someone.
I brought this up last week, how maybe or maybe the week prior, how maybe she's just so afraid to get close to anyone, especially an adult, because of look what happened to their parents. Maybe she's just afraid history will repeat itself.
Right. Why trust the adults?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What have they done for us lately?
Exactly. They left us.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah. Yeah. You know who else missed out on everything? Madison, Tom says. By the way, Meg doesn't want to laugh. She's seriously injured right now. For those on the audio podcast, Meg holds up a sticky note saying, "I quit," in all caps. Second clip of tonight. Of the week.
Oh my god. Just
Yo, I don't know. You're not handling the audience feedback very well, Meg.
No. Nope, because I'm going to say some curses that you're going to just leave out, so.
That'd be fun.
I quit.
Hi, guys. Okay.
Wait until the Rick movies come out. You're really going to hear the other side of it.
Oh, yeah. Can't wait till The Walking Dead comes back.
No, because I am not Team Rick, so.
That's going to be interesting.
Yep.
Going forward.
That's why I said just wait.
I'm Team Story. I'm Team People and Team Story. Those are the two things I'm about. Everybody else is
Carol.
Consequential.
Team Carol.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not Team Carol either. I'm Team Story. Team Story. Does it make sense? Does it make me want to watch?
Meanwhile, every other person, oh my god, Daryl.
I'm like, feel like I want to say something controversial, but I'm afraid right now.
Do it.
I hope Glenn dies again. I hope they bring him back and he dies twice.
Wait a minute. When I agreed to this, I thought it was going to be a comment about Daryl, not Glenn. I didn't.
No. Daryl's our bread and butter. We cannot bash on Daryl. It's a contract thing. Do you know how many people would leave? Just leave instant. Watch. Hold on. No viewers. Wait. I'm gonna do an experiment.
Oh.
1 second.
Well, from day one, it was if Daryl dies, we riot. So I mean,
yeah.
See, one viewer.
He's a great character.
The fact that we hinted at attacking Daryl made everybody leave except for Walani. She's the best. She's the best. She's my people right there.
Trooper.
What team are you on? That's what I want to know.
Me?
No, her.
Oh, Walani. Yeah, let us know what team you're on. Wait, actually, I don't know her team. I guess we'll find out.
It's a big thing.
I think, okay, let's get the trains back on the track.
It's kind of hard.
Especially the caboose. Okay, so what we do find out is that Morgan stumbles into Grace's home, which is interesting.
Yeah,
did you catch that?
Catch that right away. Not until he said it.
It was her home until I saw the frame, and I was like, "Wait, is that her house?" And then I found out on Twitter that it was.
Yeah. It wasn't until the second watching that I found out by watching the first episode, but then like I was like, really? And then like at the second episode, I'm like, why does he lift the card up? Oh, he's looking at the picture frame behind on the shelf.
Yeah.
Was that the Easter egg that Karen David was hinting at on Twitter?
Was it an actual photo?
I suppose
so. An actual photo of
her family,
of her and two guys. Yeah. And on Twitter, she was like, "Did you guys notice the Easter egg when Morgan was in Grace's house, and that is how I found out it was Grace's house.
There were a couple things too, like the Fiddler on the Roof pamphlets on top of the bulletin board also.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what the connection was.
Well, I'll tell you, like, the thing that's occurred to me, because, like, Fiddler on the Roof has that one song, and it says it in the front, L'chaim, which means to life, right? So there's a little interplay going on here. Like, Morgan's like, oh, yeah, she seems like the kind of girl that likes life. Okay. It has to be the fit. What if you were wrong? I don't know. See ya.
Think about that.
Exactly. Yeah. But I just thought that was interesting too. Like these little Easter eggs from her life, like the Garfield, like just obviously loves life enough to kind of want to live it. She's very passionate about theater, about, you know, that sort of thing, living in the world.
I wish we got to know more about her life.
I mean, I wish I would have slowed it down a bit while they were at her house too.
Yeah, it was
kind of see every little bit.
Rushed.
Yeah.
There's a lot there. I mean, and there's only so much I could have gotten to. Oh, and I guess Tom's asking the question that was kind of on my mind and I wanted to ask next was like, you know, was she in a production of Fiddler on the Roof? Karen David, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, not Grace.
Oh, maybe
Grace. I don't know. Actually, maybe
Google.
Grace.
Google.
There you go. My child killed my phone, so I have no battery.
I got you.
Let the adults handle this. Yeah, and lots of throwbacks to Eastman too, by the way, which I didn't expect at all.
Yeah, he brought him up a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't figure it out.
But also, it kind of made me think also that, like, do you think that Morgan ever really fully understood Eastman until now? Like, yeah, controlling this, redirection, blah, blah, blah. But, like, I feel like there's a piece that he was missing, too. Or maybe that he needed to go beyond Eastman because, like, if you remember the story about Eastman's story, actually, he goes after a killer, basically. And what ends up happening is that the killer ends up killing his family because he kept going after him, didn't know when to quit.
That is Morgan.
And then that kind of went back to him, and then
and Alicia.
And Eastman was lost, you know, and then he eventually found Aikido, and then he learned to be himself again. But, like, it's interesting that he brings him up because it makes you go back to Eastman's story, and it's just another example of knowing when to quit.
This whole season, they don't know when to quit. And Dwight has really been on that path.
Yeah. And we got that this week also. And I'm killing gnats again. Anyway. I got to know when to quit killing gnats on the show. I just thought that was very interesting, though. Like, did you guys catch that? Or did you guys remember Eastman's story at all?
I remember that his family got killed. I just didn't really remember the whole because he didn't quit factor.
Oh, yeah. It ties in. And I think that's a good reason to kind of bring it all up, too, because if the whole episode seems to be, like, about still standing. And again, it's like knowing when to quit and when to keep going.
Yeah.
I just said that right now.
I got all quiet.
Yeah, it makes sense that Dylan would help Alicia, too, by the way. Like, I mean, it's like you were saying about the grown-ups. Like, trying to get his nightmares to stop. Like Andy making his nightmares real, and you know, Alicia sacrificed herself basically to make his nightmares stop. In a way.
She did, but there's still a chance. Cause still a chance she like won't bite the bullet. Because last episode, Morgan said it was at the end when him and Alicia were gonna like go in. Mm-hmm. He was like, if you get the blood on you, you could die. You
just brought back what I was saying in the previously. So in the beginning of the episode, it goes previously on Fear the Walking Dead, and Morgan goes into the thing, you could die. Like, yeah, like in the beginning of the episode. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like a foreshadowing. Mm-hmm. By the way, another foreshadowing, if you watch the episode again and you have a moment to kind of look this up, and I got 5 minutes to say this. Do you remember when she was going around in circles after she cut down a few walkers in the forest? Mm-hmm. And Alicia? Alicia. Okay. She keeps coming up to this one walker, the one with the eyeball drooping. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's the one that gets her.
Yeah.
When she's on the floor.
So I noticed that too.
It's like an interesting foreshadow. I didn't notice it at first. I'm like, there's an awful lot of eyeball popping zombies. No, but it was the same one. Yeah.
No, yeah. When I saw him coming through the gate, I'm like, he's back.
Just keeps coming up.
Right.
Oh man. But
I didn't understand why she wasn't killing everything in the forest either. Like she was trying to sneak by some of them, and like I just would be killing all of them. So there's no chance of them getting loose either.
Yeah, but then you might run out of energy at some point, and then you'd be useless.
Yeah.
I mean, she didn't have to like run through stabbing quick. I mean, they were tied up, so she could be like, ugh.
I want to loop that, by the way. I just want to loop you going like,
turn into a GIF.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Right, yeah, there you go.
No, but you're right, yeah. Like, there's only so much. I think the whole point of her doing that was because she knew that they'd be bottlenecked. There'd be like a pincer move or whatever it's called.
Okay.
There'd be like a single flow of traffic. Unless they all like push the gate down, but apparently that didn't happen. But I guess we should talk about the idea of Alicia biting it. But before we do, visit the merch. No, I won't do that to you guys again. I wanted to actually bring up something that Bridget Green was talking about on Instagram. She's like, there's a special Talking Dead taping, I guess, tomorrow in Los Angeles.
Oh yeah, because they're all at San Diego Comic-Con.
So I guess they're pre-filming, I guess, next week's Talking Dead.
And Alicia's not even on it.
Oh yeah. But
that
they're probably doing that.
I was so confused.
They're probably doing that to screw with us. I mean, as far as I've seen, I think Alicia Dedham Carey's back in Australia again, because it looks like from her Instagram, it looks like she's just back home. I mean, they kind of did just.
She was at the rap party too.
Yeah, well, they had the rap party. Like, that's the weird thing. Like, they had a rap party before they rapped officially. It was interesting for the whole season.
Yeah,
That's
because
weird.
Jenna Elfman flew out the morning after the season ended because she came out to Jersey.
Right. Exactly. Oh, okay. Oh, Tom is saying that Alicia's in France. Okay, well, she's not like where she was before, though. Just saying. Bye. Anyway.
I mean, there's still time for her to fly out to get there in time for Comic-Con.
Yeah, that's true. But why would you? Oh, stupid.
Just saying.
Oh, and just as I say stupid, I have to bring back the Instagram stream. Excuse me. Just hold, please. Thank you.
Where's the elevator music when we need it? Please don't.
I always go to Jeopardy. My default waiting music. Yeah. I really should my son a lot. My kid's moving slow. I sing the Jeopardy tune. He's like, "Stop it! I'm going."
Shut up, Mom.
That's me to myself.
Yeah. Slaps you in the face.
Pretty much. Oh hell no! I'd whoop his ass.
And we're back.
Hi.
Speaking of child abuse.
On next episode,
you missed a whole bunch about child abuse. What?
And we're not talking about Fear the Walking Dead.
We're not talking. Actually, technically, if your kids are watching Fear the Walking Dead and
that is child abuse
below a certain age, it is child abuse.
What?
You need
Wait,
to be
what's
chastised.
that age?
It's 14. It's 14.
Okay.
Yeah. 12.
Whoops.
Well, your kid's 9,
they have
right?
to be years old.
That's below 9. That's
there we go.
What it counts, yeah.
If you're younger than Dylan, then you should not be watching it.
If you're younger than
Hey, if you can be on the show, you can watch the show, right?
Actually, if he's the one that the Walker Nightmare is coming from, I guess he's acceptable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. My kid doesn't scare easy, though.
Yeah, I mean, he's your kid.
I like your kid already.
Yeah. Okay, so like, all right, that's it. Bye.
Back to our Alicia
Why are my
topic.
notes all over the place? Proof that Althea is forever changed. Okay, so like confirmation that Althea's changed is like her confiding in June in spite of like her secret keeping nature.
Yeah.
It's good to kind of note that. I'm like putting a pin in every little time. Like Althea is completely different than the way she was before.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I may have just kind of skipped this little part, but like when she was telling June about Isabel, she didn't actually flat out say that she was with the helicopter, right?
No.
Never.
Okay, so I like that she
I don't
only
think
gave
so.
away a little bit of it and not the full blown. Like,
I don't even think she said her name.
no, I don't think she said her name either.
No.
But I like that she didn't give it all away.
No, it was just, she met somebody and felt a certain way, and
So she was still able to keep the
really
secret,
bad.
technically.
yeah. She didn't give anything away.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I just wasn't sure.
But June's no dummy. Like, she knows that whoever it was that she was involved with had the wherewithal to find the fuel. It may have had something to do with the helicopter. Like, I think obviously, like, she's not going to push it. She got what she came for. Conversation.
Did you see how excited June got when Al was like, "I met someone"? She's like, like as if you're like, at a slumber party, just pull the pillow up. Okay, let's talk.
She's like thinking, who? Of her lucky band of travelers.
Here now? Why? What?
Wait, was it one of the kids?
Oh man!
Shoot, your secret's out there.
That's a whole new version of child abuse.
Talk about child abuse, exactly.
If anyone could believe it, though, it would be June, because she found it too.
The child abuse,
right? No, love.
I'm kidding.
Good feelings.
Good feelings.
Child
Not
abuse.
weird.
Well,
things.
I mean, where's her daughter again? Just saying.
Oh, June.
You were there.
You know what? Just like you to kind of hit at a character that can't hit back. Rachel.
But I love her. I love her so much. Don't be mad.
I mean, I think everybody. June's like turning out to be almost like the Daryl, like the indisposable character of the show at this point.
Oh yeah.
Even though, like, what if? By the way, we have not shied away from like theorizing that Daryl was on the chopping block when he was acting all weird in season 8 of The Walking Dead. I think it was with Rosita, like about putting driving the garbage truck through the savior doors. I was like, oh, that's how he bites it. Interesting. We've lost so many before.
Later.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Seasons later. But yeah, I mean, like, okay, I guess that kind of brings up the idea of like, with all the talk about maybe John and Dwight going off on their escapades and thinking maybe in the back of your brain, the equal exchange of John for Sherry or whatever it would be. Like what would you sacrifice John for? Like, has anybody thought of the fact that maybe something comes after June?
No.
And how unexpected
just because I don't want it. Yeah, that would be so fitting, though, right? Because it's the last thing we want, not the last thing we would expect. So that's exactly what they would do.
Yeah, more the latter part, by the way, I think. Like, just, you would not expect it.
I have a feeling something will happen with them next week.
Well, we know why.
Well, okay, besides the obvious, but like they were, all talk about like love and how she's so grateful and, just think about it. I think as they get reunited, something's going to happen and something's not going to end well.
Yeah. I have a feeling somebody's going to get it. I mean,
somebody has to die next week. We haven't had a single death this whole season.
Well, who's on the couch next week?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Daryl Mitchell. Daryl Chill Mitchell. And who's the other guest?
I think it's one of the showrunners.
That's right.
June.
Andrew Chambliss. Or is it Ian Goldberg? No, it's Andrew Chambliss.
Well, they might both be there.
What was that?
I can't tell.
They might both be there.
No, there's a third one too, though.
June.
Well, was it Jen Elfman? Okay.
Yeah.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure.
Interesting.
I'm trying to remember.
Should I grab the phone again?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and do that.
Go.
Johnny Five's Alive saying, end of the season, will we see the Fear Rick Grimes movies or crossover, or end of season 10 TW Rick Grimes movie crossover? Well, seeing as though the movie is not even in production yet, I think it's too early to say that we'll see anything. I know we'll probably get a synopsis. Will we even get that? Because if you give a synopsis for the movies, it might color your perceptions of TWD season 10, right? In some way?
Oh, I think so.
Right. I guess in some ways it would be a catch-up. There would have to be some sort of catch-up, or at least verbally, in the movies, right? Because we would need to know, at least in some sort of backtrack, what happened to Rick between then and now.
Oh yeah.
I missed out. What was the question? I'm sorry, I was looking up Talking Dead.
Oh, like basically, will we get anything from the movies, the crossover? Like, will we see the tie-ins to the movies?
I think at Comic-Con we will.
I know we'll get a sneak peek to the TWD season 10 because I know they started filming like in April,
A couple
May.
months ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, it's Jenna Elfman, Daryl Chill Mitchell, and Ian Goldberg for Talking Dead.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Meg.
You're welcome.
Everybody say thank you, Meg. Thank you. You probably already all knew that too, though.
Yeah, well, you know.
But you didn't say nothing. You know, you made me
you didn't help
check.
us.
You ungrateful pieces of shit.
I already threw a post-it. Don't make me throw my phone.
I don't know.
Now if I have to say I quit, I have to write it on something else.
I feel like I do this because like part of me just wants to like berate audience to be like, no, come back. No, please.
We love you.
A mea culpa tour. Yay. Anyway. Okay. So... Okay. So, do you think Althea will see Isabel again?
Yes.
I know we asked this question before, but like since I saw this, since this episode it made me think of it again. But here's the thing: like, how will that jive with those who think like Johnny Five's alive that we'll see him like with Rick, see Isabel with Rick, or like the Commonwealth and all that stuff? Like, right? Like, how will that work out?
Yeah.
And which would you prefer?
I don't know if Althea will see Isabel again, but I think we will as viewers. And you know, she showed up when she did, so we know who she is when we see her in the movies. So I don't know if her and Althea will see each other again.
So you have doubts,
like June said.
Right.
Yeah, I do. Like, you know, like June said, you know, just kind of take what you had and hold on to that and just be grateful for it. And if you do see each other again, cool. If not, just, you know, hold on to the time you had.
Unless they come back and Al gets taken.
Yeah, but June also said that you will see Isabel again, or you will see her again.
Right.
Yeah, she's full of hope too.
Shit is what she is.
Well, she doesn't really know Isabel's identity,
you know.
So she's just being optimistic. If she really knew who Isabel was, I highly doubt she'll be saying that.
That's also a very good point.
Yeah.
I mean, you speak truth. By the way, Ian Goldberg is one of the two showrunners for Fear the Walking Dead, this season and last season. That's Wilani's question. Yeah. Okay, no, it's good that we brought that up because I feel like I'm actually more leaning towards we will see her again. I don't
on
think
Fear?
I don't. Yeah, on Fear. I don't think we're gonna see her in the
movies. I think we will, and I really think we'll see her at Comic-Con. Not her, but like her clip.
Well, this keeps in mind something that Johnny was basically asking, like if. You know, in relation to time, like if we do see her in both, you have to realize there's going to be a 6-year time jump between Isabel of Fear the Walking Dead, which is 6 years ago, basically. 6 years and 6 months, something like that.
8 months.
6, 7, 8 months.
It was 8 months. Don't make me do the math again.
So it's like 6, 7, and 8 months plus 6 years. Where's your Post-it note? Where's your Post-it note? Bring out your Post-it note. Bring it out.
You should just keep it next to you.
Come on, Thug Life. Let's go.
Keep it right there.
Just put it on the. Can you put it on the camera? Like the camera, and then just put. No. Okay, there you go.
The Post-it's on the floor.
She threw it in anger.
Yeah. So that, and so there's the Isabel of 6 years plus from now.
Yeah,
8 months.
So will she be different? Will Althea be with her? I mean, that's the tough thing to kind of commit to from now, right?
If we see Isabel in the Rick movies and not, regardless if we see Al or not, I think we're going to see an angrier Isabel. I don't know why.
That's a leap.
Because think about it. It says 6 years. I mean,
angry that she doesn't see Althea again.
Well, no, not because of that. No. Just because 6 years of having to do all this shit that she's doing.
She didn't seem happy about it either.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so I feel like
that's a good point.
Against her will. So that's 6 years of resentment. 6 years of why am I doing this? 6 years of I could have been with the woman that I'm suddenly attracted to.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of what ifs after 6 years.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, and that's a very good point. She's clearly not happy doing what she's doing. Like, she's stuck doing what she's doing. And I would assume for survival reasons, you know, wherever she's at, they have numbers and they have safety. And so she has to stay there
and protocol
to survive. Yeah.
It's all about protocol.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what the kids were talking about too. Like they had contingency. I know, like I'm flipping back between those two, but it's the idea of protocol of like, we have the contingency plans of how to deal with a herd that's following you and blah, blah, blah. And the one time they didn't do it is when they got overrun. Blah. So it's like this. It's the same principle. Like Fear the Walking Dead. Like the Commonwealth has these protocols. If we don't follow them, you're vulnerable. It risks the future.
Yep.
So there you go.
So rules weren't always made to be broken.
No. Rules are meant to be followed.
Unless you want to die.
You want to die?
Risk your life.
Do you want to die? I don't know. Just thinking of like a Brooklyn dude I know. What do you want to die? You want to risk your life? Huh? Anyway. Sorry. Yeah, so okay. I'm going to take a chance on the subject, but before I do, visit the merch store. No, okay. So actually I wanted to bring up something Milani was saying in the chat. It was like what do you guys think of this new Dante character? I'm switching to TWD season 10. They're bringing Dante from the comic book into TWD season 10.
This is the first I'm hearing of this.
I think that pretty much means Maggie
coming
is back. Yep. Like that is, it goes right back to what we've been talking about.
Who had doubts that Maggie was coming back? I've been saying this.
I did.
But that just goes right back into the whole, they suck with surprises.
Does it though? I mean, it's not really much of a surprise.
Well, no, she really could have walked away because of the whole contract negotiations.
Oh, she wasn't going to walk away from that. I mean, especially, like going on like a Women of Prayer with Whiskey Cavalier and not knowing how well it's going to do.
Oh,
I mean, you know what I mean? Like I think it was preordained. Like even while she was filming Whiskey Cavalier. Or I think it wasn't even during the filming. Like the contract negotiations were going on when they were filming Whiskey Cavalier. It only happened to air, like,
because she left because she was going to do both Whiskey and Walking Dead.
Yeah,
and then she was like, "No, that's it. I can't do it. I'm leaving." And then
I don't think she actually said that.
No, well, I mean, she didn't actually say it, but she said because Maggie left that she's going to hope to bring Maggie back in season 10 because she feels like Maggie's story isn't over. But now that Whiskey's gone, everybody just automatically was like, okay, yeah, Maggie's back. But Lauren has yet to make that announcement. And I was actually talking to our good friend Walker Wynn about this, how Lauren's been kind of MIA lately. No one knows where she's been. She could just be in the studio filming. And
then we know where she's been. Case closed.
Well,
where's my check?
No, but there's been no official word, so.
Yeah. Well, Maggie's like the one thing that it's just like, stop playing. You know she's coming back. It's not like even like there's just too much evidence. Like Angela Kang said, they've been constant conversations with her, Nicotero, Kirkman even. Mm-hmm. Like it's just, they have such open doors that like I don't think even the contract, like unlike with was it Michonne? Was it Danai Gurira? Yeah, unlike with Danai Gurira, like where she kind of said, "Nah, I'm done." Maggie was kind of like open door policies, like, yeah, I'll come in, come out, whatever, we can talk, well, find out what my role is going to be in the next season, whatever it is. So it's like, it shouldn't be a shock. And if I have to keep reporting, and I will, everybody, I know the
have a feeling Maggie, if it's 100% accurate that Maggie is coming back, I think Maggie's kind of going to take over the Michonne role, kind of. I think we're going to see a new side of Maggie because it's been 6 years.
Oh, that does kind of bring me back to that because if they are bringing Dante into TWD season 10, it seems like it's a preordained thing that you're going to see kind of a not so great side of Maggie. Apparently.
From what I heard,
From what I've been hearing. And I think you two both read the comic, right?
No. I just hearsay.
You both don't? You do, yeah. Okay.
I read the comics.
So I think they're toying with the idea of kind of a changed Maggie. I don't know if she's going to be necessarily like a bad dude, but like more of like
I don't know,
more of like a rough person.
I mean, I think the Maggie we've seen is pretty accurate to comic book Maggie. I mean, she is one tough bee.
Yeah. Especially,
adults, you can
and she's not mean about it. I mean, she's not a villain by any means whatsoever. Practical. Absolutely, she's a fair and rational leader, and she's tough as nails, and that's how she's portrayed. So that's what we've seen.
Oh, and for those,
I don't know what kind of change they're gonna give her.
Actually, that's so. Milani was asking, basically, Danai is still doing the movies though, right? And actually, it seems to be like a large assumption that Maggie's in the movie. Sorry, not Maggie. Danai, Michonne is in the movies. But I don't know. It's been
confirmed.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we're assuming a lot.
Possibility of Carol being in the movies.
Yeah, Carol.
Really?
Carol,
Melissa, and Norman signed their contracts with the extension since they're kind of running it now. That it gives them the option if they want to be in the movies.
Right. Well, and
they may get pulled from the show into the movies
and other series.
Up to them.
Not just the show. Not just it could
the
be
universe. Let's just say.
Yeah. Other deals.
They can get yanked any which way they want. The showrunners want to do it.
So I think even that would be almost an assumption too. By the way, to assume that Carol and Daryl would be in the movies. There's just you just can't assume anything. And
it makes more sense that Michonne would show up in the movies. I mean, if she catches wind that Rick is alive somewhere, I could see her taking off to go find him
and leave the daughter.
Oh, absolutely. It'd be too dangerous, But Carol and Daryl, I mean, sure, I could see Daryl taking off, but I think Michonne would be more likely to take off and search for Rick.
Yeah, I mean, look, again, all of that makes sense, but seeing as though Michonne doesn't even, Danai doesn't even finish out the season,
right?
My theory is, since they're filming the episodes out of order to avoid spoilers, I think we might see her throughout, but just maybe like every few episodes.
Right. Well, and then again, yeah, she's not even guaranteed.
Mm-hmm. We don't know exactly how many episodes she's going to be in, so it might. Let's just say 8, so like half the season, just for argument's sake. It may be like seasons like 1, 2, and then like 6, 7. Because they have done that in the past, where one episode will be mostly like like Daryl and Rick, or one episode will be completely Oceanside. So there's a easy way to go about not showing Danai for the whole season.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah.
So you're saying she'll be there for the whole season, just not every episode?
That's kind of my theory. I could be 100% wrong though, because we can't assume anything.
Well, it's like Matt Frewer this season, to kind of bring it back to Fear the Walking Dead.
Oh, I was gonna say something else. Another way to do it. Like, we can't assume Alicia's,
Yeah.
immortal.
Yeah. Well, we can talk about. I kind of want to bring it to that in a minute. Like, well, why don't we bring it up now? Like, we see what happens with the walker with the radiation blood on her face. But yeah, it's like you said. Like, it could be that the dosimeter reads that, oh, it's totally fine. However, if you look at the walker itself, it does kind of look kind of funky, like near the chesticles area,
and the eyes popping out, and
the concussive blast, the eyes popping out. It's not looking too great. No. Does that mean that she can be decontaminated, that the radiation sickness won't spread? I mean, if you remove the radioactive material in time, maybe. Who knows?
I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
No clue.
I don't know if soap and water will do it, but
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think,
There are
Meg?
ways around it.
Have you researched this on what was the website I went to?
Not on that website, but I'm thinking like any movie we've seen with like contamination and all that. Stop laughing, stop smirking.
No, Miss Mazel said the funniest thing. She said Sloth got her from the Goonies.
Sloth daughter?
Sloth got her.
Oh.
Hey, you guys.
Oh my gosh.
Sloth love Alicia.
Somebody just give her a baby Ruth, please.
Baby
Ruth, baby.
I can recite that movie like sight unseen, the whole movie.
I almost bought a Goonies shirt today, actually. But anyway, back to the show.
Yeah.
I think I wrote this in my notes that there is definitely a chance that she can beat it, because it goes back to what I said earlier, how Morgan was like, if you get the blood on you, you could die,
Right.
not you will die.
Well, they got Grace with her now too, so that's
Right.
kind of a useful.
And
ally.
Alicia was shown in the 5B poster.
For SDCC, right?
Well, just 5B in general. It was revealed before SDCC.
Oh no, I think that poster was meant for, because if you look at SD, like the AMC.com or AMC social media, they threw out the SDCC posters for Fear the Walking Dead, and something else, and I forgot what
Oh no,
it
they
was.
said that was like flat out the season banners.
Oh, well, either way, it works.
Yeah.
Key
But I
art.
kind of thought having Alicia in that pose was interesting because that can mean one of two things. Either she's just a crazy batshit person, you know, attacking everything.
Yes.
Or she's taking the leap, taking the plunge, and sacrificing herself.
Yes. Ooh. I'm really caught between.
Yes.
I don't know how to react, actually. I really don't. Because
I wish I could have reacted better, but
I hear you. That's the thing. Like, that's what really, like, it's kind of like I said before, kind of sort of seriously, unseriously, but I really am more about the story than I am devoted to any character. However,
oh, this has nothing to do with the character. I meant that scene.
oh no, that scene. No, I get you, and that's what the however is. Like, that scene was pretty rough because if you think about it, to me, I have emotions too.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. I'm very emotional, but
You thought I was yelling at you before and you almost cried.
I did. I did.
Emotions.
I was yelling at him last night.
So that's the thing. Like, killing off all the Clarks just really. And again, like, I did bring this up in my stupid swan song theory because now I'm like berating myself because I was kind of like, oh, they're gonna kill off all the Clarks and they're gonna probably kill off most people, and like
You asked for it.
now getting my just desserts. So
I hope not, though.
yeah, I'm not saying that I made this happen. It's been preordained, but like at the same time, it's kind of like, well, you know, you when you get what you pay for. I mean,
Actually, I was talking to Thomas about this, and I said, if Alicia dies, I'm quitting Fear.
oh,
And that will be the one time that I quit actually means something.
You'd be like a mini Carol.
Because, like, it would be like these new showrunners just have something out for the Clarks.
Yeah.
I would have a really, 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 really hard time with that. I watch a lot of shows, and for me, like, your main characters are who start the show for you, and she's the last one. Well, okay, strand two, sort of, but for me, the Clarks started the show, and then everybody else sort of added into that.
It's like the Grimes with Walking Dead.
Yeah, and she's the last one. Like, and I actually have a very the exact same theory as Dave, except instead of it being Al, it's Alicia. Like, I want her to make that jump and make that cross and be able to tell all these stories, including Al's. I think it would be poetic that Alicia sort of takes on that role as well. So she's sort of, you know, adapted her, well, sort of, I don't want to say changed into Al, but like, you know, Al clearly made an impression. And so she took that with her, as did everyone else in the process.
Yeah, I mean, because it's looking like everybody's kind of becoming more well-adjusted.
Yeah.
I mean, as one can be in the apocalypse. Right?
I just really love Alicia. So
Me
I would
too.
like to see her survive.
I see.
please.
I mean, look. Okay, wipe your tears, please. Okay, like, we're all like mooning over Alicia right now, so we're all on the same page. Yeah, I am having a hard time with it. I am having a hard time with that idea. It is mostly because of that. Like, mostly because of the Clarks factor. Like, I'm not saying why bother watch the show, because we have all these other characters like Morgan and Dwight. Like, is that enough to carry the show? And that's the question. Is that enough to carry the show? You would probably still watch to see what happens with Dwight and Morgan.
I would.
It's like you're almost forced to.
I think I would read the episode highlights, and then if it's something that's interesting enough, I'll go back and watch it.
Liar.
Yeah.
Liar.
No, I'm telling you, as much as I love June, as much as I love Al, you know, listen, I'm like shocked about this. If Alicia's gone, I'm gone.
Well, I've got some saving graces for you, because there's some interesting ideas to kind of play with also. To consider this, if Alicia becomes sick, then why wouldn't any of the kids be sick? because the kids had to handle somewhat the guts of these walkers, and one of them has... Okay. Did they have to be that walker? No. Okay, I guess not. But, I mean, if you're in contact with that walker, the walker itself is emitting radiation, obviously. So one of the kids would have gotten sick. They haven't.
Well, I saw something on Twitter how Alicia... So I don't know how true this is. Somebody on Twitter said Alicia got the blood in her mouth.
That's what I saw as well.
Oh, yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Now, these kids obviously have not had the blood in their mouth. They just had it on their hands.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking too.
Cut or something, and it got in their bloodstream, they wouldn't have ingested the blood any other way. So that's the only way I can think of that Alicia might, kick the butt.
But I think you can. I don't know much about radiation in general, but I think you can pick up radiation just by being in proximity of it as well, not necessarily ingestion or contact, even like just in the vicinity of it, you could pick up radiation.
Yeah,
I think we need a class on this.
Tom is actually saying, and I missed some of his comments, but Tom was actually saying that the parents were, it's like a time and distance thing. The longer the time passes, the less exposure you would get. The parents were exposed to the bad blood early after the meltdown, meaning the blood was much more toxic. I mean, it would have to be a lot of time too, by the way.
Well, not only
what the half-life is of radiation.
Well, not only did Alicia get contaminated blood, she got regular walking blood, which it's like a double no-no.
Well, there's the other possibility too, in that walker or that human has a dosimeter on, but I don't know, has like somebody else's dosimeter on them for some reason, or somebody planted the dosimeter. But like the thing that really gets to me is that like there's enough there, like the boiling pussy kind of boils on the guy's chest when she's looking for the dosimeter. She pulls back the chest and you see that. And again, that could be just like Walker falderall or whatever you want to call it, but it's, I don't know, I'm not hopeful. The eyeball, like we said before, concussive blast or whatever it is,
all signs point to radiated Walker.
I don't know. I mean, look, is there a chance they can get it? Yeah, probably. I don't know.
She rolled under a dumpster. She'll be fine.
Oh wait,
there you go.
Tom added another factoid. He says, "I'm a radiology technologist. I know this stuff." And I'm like, you know what, Tom? For all the Madison bashing, you might have just saved the day.
My mom used to be. She's not here to help.
I may not quit after all.
He says, if you get the slightest exposure to too much radiation, it takes 20 to 30 years to see any reaction.
Oh, there you go. She can live till she's 50.
But the blood is in her mouth.
Trying to be positive here.
So what if Grace is like full of shit too?
I thought that.
Right?
Yeah.
She doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about, let's say. What if?
That can go right back to the theory that she really is the big bad.
Well, like, it doesn't have to be this or that, but like she could have been responsible for the meltdown, let's say.
Yeah.
That would still kind of make her a big bad. She'd be...
Yeah.
It's like she caused it, but the meltdown did it.
She'd be like the adult version of Charlie. Like the first signs of like bringing down the diamond, Like Grace is like the adult version, like accidentally a bad guy. Like, I'm sorry, and then she's like here to make up for it.
Which that says something if she does wind up being the part of the big bad, because I don't know if you guys watched Karen David's takeover today, but she's like the kindest person.
And
I have proof of that.
Yeah, that's right. We were playing around. We were playing with Karen David today
on Instagram, and she posted a picture saying that somehow if you're 5'3", standing on or climbing on anything is like a triumph. And I'm like midget status, so I was like, as somebody that's like 4'10", I take even the climbing a steep step is it makes me happy. And she's like, 4'10" and fabulous, and I can climb any mountain.
Yeah, you can. Low center of gravity, huh? How about that?
I get excited just stepping on a curb, so I mean.
Oh, God.
I'm just vertically challenged. It's okay.
So is that why, were you the one who referenced Honey, I Shrunk the Kids a lot? I can't remember. No, that was you, Rachel, right?
No.
That was you, Rachel, I think it was, right?
When
we were mentioning Matt Frewer.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, never mind then. Because I like when I was a kid, I used to love the idea of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids because you're like you're running and jumping like on small objects like this, like
Ant-Man.
Like, what if, right? Exactly like Ant-Man. Yeah. That must be a lot of fun. Like, anyway.
You really get a workout.
Fun.
Yeah, like being around your spatial surroundings at a different vantage point. I don't know. Anyway, that was my childhood, basically. You do not underestimate the mind of a child who is extremely bored. You're just doing this all day. Just jumping across different household objects because you didn't have toys. Anyway, let's move on. Speaking of child abuse,
visit the merch store.
Visit the merch store if you want. And how about that shipping?
It's ridiculous.
Talk about abuse.
The shipping is abuse to my wallet.
If you like abuse,
follow Squawking Dead.
Yeah. Sorry. I've got the perfect villain laugh. Like if you paid attention to that right now. So okay. Okay, what happens when Alicia lets go? Like Annie saying, whatever, you made up for it, you can let go too. And we're talking about in last episode, like the raison d'etre, like John's raison d'etre was June and Dwight's is Sherry and everybody's got their, like Grace's raison d'etre is to maintain the nuclear power plant. So Alicia's is kind of like being the leader, making sure everybody's safe, blah, 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 making up for past mistakes, following in the steps of Madison, as we've explained earlier in this episode. What happens when you let go, when she lets go, a character like her? What does she become? Does she become like a more ideal Madison? Maybe, perhaps?
I feel like when Alicia got hit with the stuff, with the blood, and she thought that was it for her, I kind of feel like she turned into Morgan, like when he was starting to go crazy. And she was just like going off. She was just going off, essentially.
Well, continuing to go off. I don't think she changed her stance.
No. I think she was doing it, but then she realized, okay, this is it for me.
Go for broke, basically?
Essentially, yeah, like all out.
Oh, it seems like she's kind of like stuck in a different way, actually. Like, I mean, you see her in the, like, talking to Morgan on the walkie, and she's kind of like, doesn't know how to answer.
Yeah. Did you notice her voice crack a little bit?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's rough. But I'm wondering, like, now, what does she become? How does she treat the final... Does she fight for her? See, and that's the thing, like, why the thing about Morgan speaking to Alicia in that scene just after she's wiping the blood from her mouth and blah, blah, blah. She's like, I'm thinking we should live for ourselves. Just after she realized she went too far.
Right.
Like, when to quit, right?
She realized she pushed the envelope too much and there's no going back, so you might as well try to just live for yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
See, exactly. See what happens? You should live for yourself.
It's the meltdown.
It's happening. It's going down. It starts from Rachel's chair. Or her fan. I don't know. Anyways.
Maybe.
But
it's all fans' fault.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it makes me think. It makes me think a lot.
I don't think Alicia would know what to do either. I mean, she's always been in this mindset of like, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. Like if she actually had a choice, she'd be like,
well, it's kind of
I don't know what to do.
It's kind of great that she had that chat with Morgan then, because like I'm thinking we should live for ourselves. Like, okay, but it's like the timing of that is perfect. I mean, it kind of sucks. It's kind of like a fuck you because I just got myself killed.
Right.
But
we think so. Yeah, she thinks so.
Well, in the here and now, yeah.
Right now, she thinks that she's done for.
Oh, she's done. Yeah.
We think, however,
that she's done.
We hope.
No, we hope that she's gonna make it out.
Well, we have to act. Look, if you really, really want to enjoy the next episode, we have to act like, or like be prepared. Also, maybe even because you never know. We have to be prepared for the fact that they might decide to, But they do
always a possibility.
Yeah, they do have Grace with her. So there's that, and it could just be like one of those things where like, the prognosis is blah. By the way, Tom says, "Honey, I Shrunk the Meg." Hey, Thomas. Hey, Thomas, she quits you. She quits you. But, Thomas, we can't quit you.
Good things come in small packages. Remember that.
Exactly. Exactly, Thomas. Like Tic Tacs and, chiclets.
Just because I might be midget height.
Yeah. So meltdown imminent, huh? Another exacerbator.
Happening.
It's happening now. Okay, so pluses and pluses and pluses are that the walkers hear this and get really distracted.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll like move off. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Minuses, our team's fried.
Especially
fix this plane.
Yeah. I think everybody's kind of like living under the delusion that Alicia's going to stay alive. And I'm sorry.
I think it's going to be... All right, besides the fact that I love Alicia, okay? I'm kind of pushing that to the side.
Yeah.
Just talking the whole OG status and like kind of like what Rachel was saying, like the Clark started it.
Yeah.
I think it will be one of the dumbest decisions the showrunners make if they get rid of her.
I mean, they already killed Nick off. I mean, so
they
already made a terrible decision.
Besides the fact that I love Madison, okay? I'm speaking just purely character-wise, OG-wise, leader-wise. Nick, Madison. Think about it. We can't kill off the rest of the Clarks.
Yeah.
I got 2 words for you. Rick Grimes. Bitch. The third one was mine.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Yeah.
well,
I mean, you
there's
can
a
do
fine
anything.
line. And Andrew Lincoln wanted to leave. Okay.
Yeah, but they let him.
Right. They let him. Nick wanted to leave.
Yeah, Nick
Madison
did want to
did not want to leave. Alicia does not want to
Frank
leave.
Delane, yeah. Madison, Kim Dickens did not want to leave either.
That's what I'm saying. Kim
all.
Dickens did not want to leave. Alicia Denham Carey does not want to leave. So that's the fine line.
Well, a lot of people so I've been reading the chat, and even though I have not been able to say everything, right? I did kind of connect a few dots. Now, let me put it to you this way. How would you feel about Alicia being on her deathbed? Wait. And then all of a sudden, Madison comes in and says, I wish I was there and to see you grow and blah, blah, blah. And start crying. It's fine. You can cry.
No, I'm not crying. I'm just holding my mouth so I don't talk.
And you can let go, Alicia. You can let go, Meg. You can let go of your mouth now. It's okay. You can cry. Oh, Rachel. Oh, it's okay. You'll be all right.
Fuzz in my face.
But now it goes back to
Dusty in here.
It goes back to the equal exchange, right? Like, would you take a Madison Clark in exchange for an Alicia Clark who did everything she could to not only emulate her mom's footsteps but supersede them? Like to do.
You mean Madison's actually there?
Madison swoops in somehow.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like she comes in from like heaven and is like, you can let go and come with me to heaven.
I meant like if you haven't seen
like
a body, she's
actually
still alive.
there. Okay,
yeah.
like she's still alive. Yeah, that thought never
not like Rick
crosses
Grimes'
my mind
dreamscapes.
No, because when you said that about how like Madison actually being there and like finding her last minute, it reminded me of Danielle and Ophelia.
Ophelia, that's exactly what I thought.
That's kind of why I brought
it
up, and then the chat got me thinking, and
Yep.
So.
No, Alicia.
By the way,
I want Alicia all the way.
By the way, but you guys in the chat, you guys helped me with that idea. So credit to you and Instagram.
I have my marker ready in case I have to write I quit again.
Tom is fuming, by the way. He's like, no, I don't want Madison to come back. I don't want to even see her in a dream sequence.
Man, Tom, it's like he's right in my brain.
Tom, it's time to get a taste of your own medicine. Your radiation, your oncology medicine. Radiotherapy.
Right there. He's saying all my thoughts.
Tom, are you going to any
right
Jersey conventions or Philadelphia conventions? We're going to have a few words.
Oh, you guys are going to hug and I'm going to capture it. It's going to be so great.
Wait,
it's going to be beautiful.
I want to PM me. We'll find out. We'll meet up.
PM me 3:00.
I'm tiny,
behind the
so
dumpsters.
It's not like I can really reach anything,
Kick him in the shins.
Tom, don't do it. She's baiting you.
Run away.
She's a nasty lady. She'll glow for the eyes.
If only I knew him before Walker Stalking New Jersey, because he was like 3 people behind me online at Jenna's photo op. If only.
And in the shadow kind of went over you.
Yeah, because I'm like an ant. So
I mean, he's a tall dude. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like an ant.
Yeah, ant woman.
I like that.
Yeah, Meg the ant. Eh? Eh?
The geeky ant.
Now you have a new cosplay. Meg the geek the ant. But I haven't really got an answer. Equal exchange. I mean, I did get an answer from Rachel, right? You said you would not take Madison in exchange for Alicia.
Okay,
Nope.
so
What about Meg?
okay, so if Matt, I'm just kind of like replaying so I can get a proper answer.
Mm.
So Madison,
Not Ghost Madison.
no, not Ghost Madison. Like Madison somehow is alive, and she miraculously comes back, and there's a way for one of them to die, either Madison or Alicia.
It would be Alicia.
No, I'm
Flat.
saying like Madison would like sacrifice herself for Alicia.
I don't know if it would have to even be that. Like Alicia is on her deathbed, and Madison comes in and she says, it's enough. I got this." She's just basically to the show. Time for me to come back on or whatever.
I don't know.
Like, would you take a Madison for an Alicia?
I don't know.
Do you want Madison,
would you
want
accept
her to
it?
come back so much that Alicia would have to leave the show?
Or would it make it an easier pill to swallow if we got a Madison?
I'm trying to look at it not as a Madison fan, but as a devil's advocate. Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm not sure.
Mm. I'll tell you flat out, it would make the pill for me easier to swallow.
If we got Madison over Alicia?
Meaning, yeah, like if you know Alicia's on her way out, let's say, and Madison somehow finds her way back in, like within an episode, let's say.
So then she would have her own demons to fight, not even the fact that she's been separated for this long, that now she has to deal with losing not one, but two, because she didn't even know about Nick dying, because she supposedly died before Nick did. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So she'd have this, Madison's whole purpose these past 4 years. I know we're on season 5, but 4 years because of her. Her whole purpose was to do everything she could for her kids, and for her to come back and find out both of her kids are gone. What is she left to live for? Like Morgan went batshit crazy after Dwayne died,
right?
But
he died in front of him, though.
Right? No, I understand that, but look what happened to him. I feel like if Madison happens to come back and Alicia's on her deathbed and she essentially does die in front of Madison, she might just go back for like a Morgan path and just go on a rampage.
Yeah, I guess Alpha number 2.
I love how we're acting like as if this is like actually happening.
Yeah, I mean anything's possible.
I got all philosophical there.
Well, I mean, I could enjoy that journey because, like, think about what Alicia and crew have gone to get to this kind of point in their personal evolutions, their individual evolutions, right? Mm-hmm. And so bring these evolved people to a point where we find Madison seeing her daughter has died. And then you have this interesting kind of scenario where you have all these people who've seen Nick grow and Alicia grow, telling Madison in all the ways in which her offspring, help them out to be better people. Like, you have this interesting, cool narrative you can play with through several episodes where you're trying to bring Madison back, especially and then the pièce de resistance is like Morgan and his interaction with Nick and his personal growth and evolution and him kind of bringing Madison out of whatever she's in.
Can the showrunners just hire us? Because we can totally make a whole season.
Oh, shit, guys. Oh, shit.
Why do I have a feeling you're about to say we never went live on Facebook?
No, it's not that. I just thought of something very interesting. I feel like we said this before. What if the big bad is Madison?
She was initially, when it was the first showrunners, she was supposed to become the biggest bad of all at the end of the series. That was how they were going to end the show.
I think that was a joke, though.
And then they threw that notion, obviously, out the window when the new showrunners came in. So it's...
Oh, you're talking about the ones before... It was the guy before...
the one who created... Yeah, before Chambliss and Goldberg. He was saying that Madison was supposed to become the big bad.
This would be the way. But, like, I'm talking about now, though. Like, what if...
It's totally possible.
I think
designed. One of us has mentioned it in the past.
And what if, like, she's so bad that they need Matt Frewer? Like, they need Logan to join them.
I would be for that, because then we get to see her die again.
Oh, so
that is such a evil like smirk on your face right now.
By the way, the rest of the like a lot of people from the chat are like with like if Madison came back. Now, Miss Mazel, seeing this scenario that I put up, would you be interested in seeing? Yeah, she's like, oh, Dave. I'm like, yeah. What if Madison was the big bad? We had to get rid of.
As the big bad. I'd be cool to see that.
I think big bad. See, the thing about big bads on The Walking Dead, like a Negan, is that they're not always meant to be toppled, though. However, there's so much interplay here that, like, what if it? Oh, I was going to bring up another show, then spoil that. But what if, like, it was one of those
scenarios? Please don't do spoilers.
No, and I won't. What if this is one of those scenarios where you know you're facing somebody that you have history with that you don't want to get rid of? I mean, normal people don't want to get rid of, but what if you're put in a situation where you have to? Or
kinda what like if Shane too?
What if it goes to the slogan, "No one's gone till they're gone"? What if we have to test that? That is fun. That'd be really great cool. Story. What if all this development led to having to deal with this situation? What have we learned? And that's why I think it's good to have slow, quote unquote, filler episodes.
What are we saying Madison would have been doing this whole time, though? Like, if she's the big bad.
Replenishing her armies. I don't know. I mean, that's a lot, because there's a lot of time that's passed.
We need like 2 episodes to find out what Madison's been doing.
You know what? I was thinking about that before we broadcasted today, and I was thinking to myself, like, so many people want this person's backstory and that person's backstory, and I'm for it, but I'm also like not. I'm for it like it passively, but I think I'm like reading the chat. I think horses are overrated. I think backstories are overrated. They're really overrated. The
person I really want a backstory on is
Negan.
That is the only person.
Not interested.
I could tell it to you.
I'm not interested. I'm not interested at all. I like
backstories. I for me, it develops the character more, and I get really attached to the characters on the shows and knowing their history. I like that. Well, I like knowing where they came from.
Read a comic book.
Well, no, because think about it. You kind of said earlier tonight how, and we agreed how when we were in Grace's house tonight, or when Morgan was in the house, the scene was rushed. We all wanted to know more about her, and we weren't able to. So it kind of contradicts what you just said there a little bit. Look, I'm feeling feisty today, okay?
Some fighting words.
I don't quit, bitch.
No, I'm glad you don't. I don't know. Like I'm really.
I'm never quitting. I told you you're stuck with me.
I'm really over. I am over backstories though. I'm because I like going back to the Walking Dead school of thought. Like who you were does not matter at all. It does not matter. Who you are now is what matters. Like all you need is a little blurbs. I was a dickhead before the apocalypse. Now I'm a ladies' man.
I'm not saying show Negan before the apocalypse even hit, but show him with his wife dying and how he created
the saviors. Oh no, but she died before. Oh no, she died.
She died right at the beginning.
Yeah,
you're right. Exactly.
And show him creating the saviors.
Not interested. Nah, it's not. It's too.
I also know how that happens.
Like you want to talk about filler, though. I mean, that's the thing. Like, how does it move the story forward? Like, unless you can connect it to a present day thing, which is it's already too late.
Unless. Now this is very far fetched. I don't know if any of this has been said in the comics. I know we're straying away from fear right now and talking about regular Walking Dead.
Right.
What if maybe? Now we know, like with Walking Dead, Daryl was never supposed to be on the show because it's a made-up character, so they can kind of make up whatever they want right now. What if like Negan had a daughter and she died, so he sees Judith as like, you know, the daughter he had, and wants a chance at redemption.
I think part of the allure of Negan's what little backstory we know of from the TV shows is that like they couldn't have kids. As part of her illness, I think is part of it is that she couldn't have kids.
Could have been adopted.
But it's something that they really wanted.
I'm just saying they can now, especially now with the comic being over, they can kind of do whatever they want. And so that if they want to say he had a kid, you can have a kid. I mean, they killed off Carl for God's sake. They could do anything. I'm stretching really far here, but
it's true.
Wouldn't they have mentioned that though? You know what I mean? Like,
unless
in all this exposition that they have been able to give us,
get away with it. He just was too agonized by it and couldn't bring it up.
But it's
I
kind
mean,
of,
it's all, everything we're talking about is hypothetical here. So
that's kind of like, that's the equivalent of saying, "Oh, we didn't see Dwayne's body. Sorry, Wilani." But like, he's not dead. I'm like, no, Morgan saw his kid die. Like, it's obvious.
Yeah. Like, it's one thing, like we talked about, like with Madison, how we don't know if she's dead because we never saw her actually die. Dwayne, Morgan, like you said, Morgan said, "I saw him die." So that's why I throw the Dwayne theory out immediately.
Yeah, exactly. So we take Morgan's word for it. But I bring that up only to illustrate that, like, I think we would have heard that somehow through Carl, like interactions with Carl, maybe with holding Judith in his lap, or like maybe an interaction with Michonne, maybe with Father Gabriel, even like in his cell. Or in the trailer. Before
season 10 starts, I think we need to have a theory episode. Yeah. Just talk about all of our theories.
Anyway, Baxter. We have to bring Carol to this one too, because she does read the comic, but she also she's really sharp in the drawer when it comes to like.
We'll try to do a 6-host episode of just talking about.
Oh, we will.
All of our theories.
It's going to happen. Like I'm guessing that when we hit 5B, everybody will have bought AMC Premiere. So
I'm buying it.
We can all do this right
just before it goes off, or just before it comes back. I'm buying it.
What is like a 6-person Voltron? I don't know what to call it. Voltron Plus. I don't know. What? That's what we'll have. We'll have 6 people on the show.
It's gonna be chaos.
Yeah.
I think we might have to broadcast earlier than 10 o'clock.
Yeah, no kidding. And this second hour is almost up too. I mean, by the way, I covered everything that I wanted to cover, but did you guys have anything that that you wanted to bring up as well?
I have a PSA.
You do? Well, you might as well launch into it too.
Okay, so without saying anything, Dave, you kind of know what I'm going to say. If you have AMC Premiere and you like to live tweet, please don't live tweet spoilers because the whole Alicia scene was absolutely ruined for me last night.
Yeah.
And I called the person out. But actually, I didn't like.
I called him out, right?
Yeah, because I was debating on it and you started it and I kind of piggybacked on it. But I didn't do it in a way like fuck you type of way. I was just saying, not everybody has it, so thank you for spoiling it for me. And the person with the account did apologize, but it took away the gratification of seeing it live tonight.
And for you to like swear at him some more, or her.
So regardless if it's a movie, like whether it's like a Spider-Man type movie or just even an indie movie, whether it's a TV show, whether it's anything, don't spoil it because it takes away the gratification from the person who's really looking forward to seeing it or hearing it.
Yeah. I think that's a problem. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go first.
Well, I was gonna say I've never had the opportunity to ask anyone this, and so what? Okay, the whole AMC thing when the episodes come out early, live tweeting during that. That obviously is that's definitely rude. Because like you said, not everybody has the AMC. That's extremely rude. Now, tweeting live like during the show, even though people haven't watched it yet, is not rude.
I think it's still rude, by the way.
So I was a live tweeter. I will admit that. But
I have a follow-up question as well after you answer this.
Okay. So I was a live tweeter, and then when I came on to Walking Dead, I stopped live tweeting. And I used to think it was totally fine because I feel like if people wanted to avoid it, they knew the episode was going to air this time and place. They could have just avoided social media or muted those accounts. Okay. But I feel like when it's something with Premiere where the episode hadn't even come out yet, like I didn't know, something like that. I feel like that I couldn't even prepare for it because I was not prepared to even see it. So I didn't even know when the episode went live, so I couldn't prepare myself by muting said accounts.
Right. My follow-up question to that is if it's considered rude to live tweet during an episode /movie, whatever, what is the appropriate time frame in which you can speak about it on social media?
I'm really glad you asked that, because usually the general rule with movies, it's not a written rule, but it's kind of like an unofficial rule. I believe with movies, it's 10 days.
10 days. Wow. Okay.
10 days, especially like with like something big like Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Now with regular TV shows, like not like Walking Dead universe where we have like Talking Dead, I feel like regular shows, I don't think there actually is a limit, like a waiting period. I don't know, really. I don't think there is.
And that's not, doesn't count if you're just like, oh man, that was awesome. Like, that's not a spoiler, right?
No.
No, but if you say like this tweet was literally
Specifically
oh my God,
what happened.
Alicia, no. So obviously you knew something was happening to Alicia. And then the next tweet was teasing about 5, like, oh, if the person's in the poster for 5B, then that means
okay.
I'll tell you. Like, I'll tell you where the line is. By the way, so I saw an Instagram post showing just Alicia from this episode with the blood on her mouth.
I saw that account after it got spoiled for me. I went to that account you told me about, and I saw the post
on Instagram.
Yeah, well, after it got spoiled for me, I was like, "Fuck it, doesn't matter." So then I went to Instagram.
Oh, is it the same account? It was like it's like
no.
FTWD_B. I don't forget what it was called.
No,
but
you
like
told me who it was though.
It's like it's a single image with Alicia on top and Nick on the bottom, and it shows the same kind of Nick at the moment he was shot with the blood coming out of his mouth.
Oh, that wasn't the post.
No, it's not the post.
Oh man.
So that's where the line is, because there's nothing in the caption. All you see is the image, and you're like, oh, okay, that's interesting. I don't know what that means. So like it doesn't really tell you what's happening in the scene, because it could have just been any. In the Instagram stream, I'll get to that, but it doesn't show any. I'm trying to figure out if I should start over after the Instagram stream is.
I was referring to that post you told me about that we were talking about last night. I won't say the name of the account.
Oh yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
But where this person essentially live streamed the entire episode.
Wait, what? Oh, I know who it is.
That's the one.
Oh yeah,
you had told me
that.
Right? I unfollowed that twice. I unfollowed that account
after the episode got spoiled for me. I went to the account that he was telling me about, and he put a post up about Alicia. And then I saw his live stream, and it was
to be fair, he did put a spoiler warning.
He did in his post, not on his live stream,
but on his caption also. He just launched into it.
Yeah,
and I'm like, what's the point? What's the point of putting a thing up? Like if you're just gonna launch into it in the caption, like at least like put it under the first 4 lines.
Yeah. But in his live stream, he literally, like, I remember I saw in the chat for his live stream, it said somebody was like, okay, what is this? Oh, wait. And then they left the chat because they didn't want to be spoiled.
Oh my God. So let me recap what I said before, because just for the sake of the audio stream, because I just kind of want to, but the line for spoilers, when it comes to spoilers, for me is, and this is a clever line where like you can go this way or that way, is I saw a post with Alicia from this episode, just a post, Instagram post. The top half of it is Alicia with the blood in her mouth, and the bottom half is Nick from last season dying after being just shot. And it both shows them with blood in their mouths. And that was it. Nothing in the caption or anything like that. But just like, mood, like et cetera, et cetera. So you really couldn't tell if it was from this season or the previous season or something like that. You really couldn't tell what it was. Now, some people, this is like perfect, because some people would say, spoiler. Or some people would say,
is it? Yeah.
Some people would be like,
I wouldn't take that as a spoiler, because it might just be like, oh, you killed a walker and you just got blood on you.
Yeah, that's all.
It was that shot alone was no proof whether it was a contaminated walker or just your average walker. Right.
They didn't comment on it. They didn't say anything literally about it.
I would not show that as a spoiler.
I guess I don't really I don't know. I don't look at anything as I don't think anything is really a spoiler for me, because somebody could tell me like entirely, like from beginning to end, how an episode happened, and I'm still going to watch it, and it's still going to be completely new to me. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Spoilers don't bother me.
If somebody had told me last night that, Al tells June a little bit about, Isabel, I'd be like, okay, whatever. But the fact that was the biggest moment of the episode with Al, that was like, I was so mad. Like I really unfollowed that person.
Yeah.
I'm also the type of person that needs to be prepared for tragic things like that. Like I want to know ahead of time when someone's dying. I need to know if someone's not going to make it. Yeah.
That's the thing. Like
I need to know.
I feel like we're the exact opposite too, because like I am very sensitive to any kind of spoilers. I don't react the way most people do about it, but like I'll be like, come on.
I'm literally like a hybrid of both of you.
I take it very personally. I am not kidding you. When Glenn died, I cried for months.
Oh my God.
That's me, the bikes.
I'm not kidding you. Yeah. So and honestly, since then, that was sort of my catalyst. Since then, I'm like, I can't go through that again. I need to know ahead of time. I need to prepare myself.
You're going to need the one for next week because Alicia going to die.
Yeah, I mean that if somebody knew for sure and could tell me, although I'm not as invested in Alicia as I was Glenn. Like it also depends on the character.
Right. Madison?
If I'm not going to be upset about losing them, meh.
I don't. Yeah, they've been treating Alicia like a supporting character this whole season, and now they're going to kill her off. Like, what the fuck?
That kind of
did the same thing with Madison.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the thing. Like, so again, I am sensitive to spoilers, but I try to approach people with a level-headed attitude. Like, what are you doing this for? What is this for? Why would you do this? Blah blah blah. If you're gonna do this, put it behind an image cut. If you're gonna do this, leave enough lines so that you can do a read more. There's things. I'm flexible, but I'm very sensitive. I'll openly. I'm like, and more because like I'm approaching this from like a creator standpoint. Like, okay. I'm trying to look at this from your point of view. What do you get out of this? Being first? What do you get out of this? Conversation? You can have private conversations, or not everybody wants to be, most people, 99% of people, I will say this confidently, 99% of people do not want to be spoiled about anything. Unless they really don't want to watch something. Seems to be general,
yeah.
I think they should do it the way you kind of saying, like with the read more or a title slide that says spoilers ahead. That way, if you want to be spoiled, 2 slides. Okay, I'm with you there. If you want to be spoiled, go ahead, swipe, hit read more. If you don't want to be spoiled, just scroll past.
Also, how do you get something? Does anybody know like how do you get something like marked sensitive? Because I don't know how.
I don't know how.
Because if you could do that, that would be great.
I don't know what that means.
Like, you can hide sensitive material. I don't know if you can, but like, I don't know how that works. Like, you have to report it or something, like where you say this is inappropriate material.
I know on Facebook, and you certain posts get showed up because my friend Dave makes this crazy like bold for like movies and such. He's the one that's actually in the Walker Stalker promo for Fan Appreciation Week. That's him on there.
Okay.
A lot of his posts get blurred out for sensitive material, and you actually have to click the photo.
You see it on Facebook?
I've seen that on Facebook multiple times.
It's the same on Instagram. It's that you have the.
Never seen it on Instagram.
It's rare. It's very rare, which is I'm trying to figure out how they do that, because if they could do that, Google. I would say, fucking do it. Just do it. If you're gonna put spoils, just hit it. And then just put something in the comments.
You know how like in forums where if you are going to write a spoiler, it comes up in the chat as like a big black line, and if you hover over it, the spoiler is revealed?
Yeah.
I kind of wish they could do something
and you have to hold down the mouse button?
Yes.
Right.
I kind of wish something like that you can do.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like a redacted kind of thing.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Couldn't think of the word.
By the way, Tom went to sleep, but he wanted you to know that Madison will be flying back in a giant vodka bottle balloon. And she said, he said, oh yeah. And
can she pick me up along the way with that vodka?
That sounds like a great, I don't think it would get that far.
No, it would be too drunk.
But he also said one last thing. Madison is dead.
Yes.
He was gone a while ago, I think. Yeah. Anyhow. I think that's about it, really, though. But I just thinking about the idea that Madison could be the big bad is it's dangerously, again, I'm using this word again, it's dangerously optimistic.
You know what? Okay, I love Madison. We all know this. I'm actually really intrigued with the thought of her coming back as the big bad. Like, I would be all for it.
It takes the story.
I've always said, if you don't see a body, then they're not dead. I mean, I'm not a Madison fan, but sure. It's possible.
The Walking Dead taught us that from the very beginning. No body, no death.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. Until you see it with your own eyes, don't believe it.
Right now, I don't think.
So chew on that, folks. So yeah. So we have to say this out loud, is that we will be broadcasting probably like on a Monday now, because Talking Dead, a pre-recorded Talking Dead of all things, is going to be taking over next Sunday night. So should I say this? I'm gonna regret saying this. Fuck you, Chris Hardwick. First of all, for abandoning us.
Damn fighting words. Damn fighting words.
I mean, am I thinking what all of you guys are thinking? Like, for abandoning us?
I don't think it's his fault.
I think it's
no, it's your fault. You could have stayed on. Yeah.
For 5 weeks or 7 weeks.
What?
They had all this time when the show was on hiatus to have their hiatus. They should have been here every single Sunday.
Yeah, you could have pre-recorded all your episodes.
Does everything. So if the man wants a break, I'll allow it.
Okay, but what has he been doing
though,
in
right?
between Walking Dead's
He does everything.
What has he been doing though?
He hosts like 3 game shows, a talk show. The man's everywhere.
And don't forget, there was that whole thing last year.
Scandal.
Yeah, but that was last year.
Where we didn't know he was going to come back, and no break since then. Maybe a few breaks. Yeah, and he has a new podcast. Like, did you say that? Did you mention that?
I did not mention that.
The ID10T podcast. That just started now. Oh, and now I have like a monster.
I saw your little friend there.
He's not so little. It's like a huge mosquito.
He was literally trying to catch the midair.
I also have a mosquito flying around here.
I
have a fly who's hanging up in my lamp.
I thought it was a moth.
Tries to eat.
Yeah.
That is not a moth.
I'll send Zoe. She tries to eat them.
Oh.
Anyway.
She'll literally just like start chomping at air.
I mean,
my dog will do the same thing.
Can I borrow your dog?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
She'll
like you. Just give her treats. She'll like you.
Anyway, I better go before this thing kills me. It's radioactive. So, sneak peeks, which I mentioned earlier, but
we already talked about that.
For those of you like Walani who was wondering, where is Matt Frewer? Where is Logan?
We finally see him.
We see him next week. Sarah and Logan go head to head, literally, and start insult battles, which I am looking forward to. Those two ham-fisted characters.
It's going to be such a good episode just because of those two.
Yeah.
And everything is kind of coming to a head. Everything they've been building up and dragging out this whole season is coming to a close, essentially.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Well, I mean, at least within this area, because it looks like that thing is going to take off.
Mm-hmm.
And possibly land.
If it doesn't take off, I am going to be pissed.
And what about a failure to land? Mm-hmm.
And what, another crash?
Maybe. Who knows?
We'll just find another hot air balloon with a giant beer bottle on it.
They're going to crash, and Annie's going to be like, see, told you.
I told you.
Crashed again.
Adults.
Never should have trusted you. They use the kids as like landing gear.
Why not? Right. Anything's possible with this show.
The impossible is possible.
It's true.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Didn't you DM me with that too? I think you did.
Yeah.
You did.
I'm just quoting Morgan. My fucking God. And Billy Corgan.
You were like obsessed with this. Like
you look so scared.
I am scared.
Can we just continue the podcast?
But I'm trying to play it cool, y'all.
Oh my gosh. He's like...
This is what a jump scare should be like.
No, it shouldn't.
Oh my God.
No,
I see his eyes darting everywhere, just looking for the fucking mosquito.
I'm not sure if it was the same one or if it's a bigger one.
I think you need my envelope that says I quit. Do you want to borrow that?
He's so scared. Oh my God.
And with that,
I hope you survived the night.
Pray for me, folks. I mean, I don't believe in any deity, but just do me. I'm a foxhole guy, foxhole worshiper.
Let's just send good wishes.
Yeah, good vibes.
Send me good healing as I attend the hospital from this whatever this bite I'm about to get right now. This thing's disgusting. Anyways, we'll be seeing you next week around Monday. We'll have a lot more data to go on too, because it's going to be post SDCC Comic-Con. It's going to be post Talking Dead, post Fear the Walking Dead, Talking Dead. There's going to be people that
have broadcast earlier.
Yeah. Yeah. What should we make it a 2-parter? Well, we might want to do a separate.
Maybe we should do an SDCC episode.
I think we'll do a Fear the Walking Dead episode first, making a small mention of this SDCC, and then we'll do an SDCC episode. I think.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be a lot more news.
Because we can combine that with Fear and regular Walking Dead.
My feeling is that the SDCC is merely going to be a cork, and what happens? Oh my fucking god! What? It fell on my knee. Okay, it's not my fault. Now I believe in God.
I just saw it.
Oh
Where did you see it?
It was behind you. And above
Where
you.
is it? It's behind you with a knife.
It's on my laptop. I don't know what I'm. Okay, so really quickly.
Look out!
So SDCC is merely the cork that opens the bottle, and then information starts to flow slowly from that point on, motherfucker. Quite possibly. Oh, it's on the floor.
This is the greatest time.
Ooh, they look like 30 mosquitoes. Oh
My God, this whoa.
I feel like one of those like 3D roller coasters that you go, whoa.
This is on YouTube, too, by the way.
Oh my God.
And then information will flow. Oh my God. Information will flow from that point on. You know how well this is gonna be edited? Like there's gonna be cuts of like Rachel laughing in between me screaming. I'm gonna have to outdo myself in this podcast. Okay, guys.
Great episode, guys. Great work.
Excellent work that we've done. I'll see you guys next week. I'm going
Rachel's
to.
dying. Dave's dying.
I'm just gonna throw a
I'm
bug
quitting.
bomb. I'm gonna throw a bug bomb in this room after I'm done. I'm gonna just chuck it in there and go. Sacrifice my laptop.
Gosh.
And with that, by the way, you know what it looks like? It looks like you just started coughing blood onto your shirt right now.
Oh, right.
That's what my shirt's going to be looking
blood.
like after I get stabbed by this thing through the heart.
Rachel, bring that shirt to Atlanta. I'll bring mine.
Bring bug spray. Anywho.
Oh my gosh.
We're going to need the bug spray.
Yeah. We're going to need a bigger can.
Like a hot air balloon size can.
Oh, that's what the vodka's for. Motherfucker went on my arm. Holy guacamole.
I just got my breath back. Oh my gosh.
Is that a diaper in your hand?
That's it's like a cloth
Diaper?
napkin.
It looks like a diaper.
It's a hipster napkin.
Are you giving up?
I'm waving the white towel.
I surrender.
I surrender, folks. This is thanks, Walani. Thanks. I pray. No, give me that sign. I want that for me. I quit life. And with that, everybody, thank you for joining us on this week's Squawking Dead. We'll see you soon. Okay, we'll have a twofer next week. We'll have 2 episodes, maybe. I don't know, but if I survive that long. Say goodnight, folks. Oh my
Bye,
God,
guys.
it's on my leg.
Night.
Bye. Stop. Stream. I need to get out of here.
Oh my gosh.
All right, that's one down.
We went off the rails last week.
Oh my God. Wait, hold on. That's YouTube. Okay, stop.